your boy Just They Know the Scope. We don't break the news, we just break the news down.
It's most definitely Scope gang or no gang or don't bang. Hey, we're gonna stay real over here, man. Big Scope gang. Salute to everybody that watched this video. Make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I do live streams all the time.
It's Scope gang or no gang or don't bang. Salute to everybody. Good. Hold on.
Man. We are here, gang. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody rocking with me, gang. Oh, yeah, we here, gang. We here. Shout out to T Coop, man. Salute to T Coop. Shout out to everybody putting them gems in the chat, man. Drop gems in the chat, y'all. Drop gems in the chat, man. It is. We most definitely gonna drop some gems tonight, some gold coins, some silver coins. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Man, what does my poll say? What does the poll read, gang? You did text 713. What's good, my boy? Salute to everybody in the building, gang. What does the poll read? I asked y'all, was Nolen Wells murdered? Yes or no? You know what I mean? After hearing the autopsy, which cause of death was undetermined, I believe, right or wrong, gang. Cause of death was undetermined. But it was a lot of funny things that we heard within his autopsy that was like, oh, wow. We got 90% yes to 10% no. Okay, we got 90% yes, 10% no. Was Nolen Wells murdered? 90% of y'all are saying yes, and 10% of y'all are saying no. Now, to the people that's saying no, just because we haven't put, they can't put it on somebody. They don't have that physical evidence on a person right now. Don't mean that we didn't see physical evidence that something indeed happened to Nolen. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you know what I mean? Even if some people say, well, so maybe it wasn't his friends or maybe it was somebody else on Horn Island. Maybe something happened. Either way you want to go with it, I think we're thinking something happened to him. And the autopsy report kind of told us a lot without telling us shit at all. For real. You know what I mean? The autopsy said a lot, man. You know what I mean? I didn't understand what Ben Crump was saying at first when he kept saying that, they didn't have a chance to, to have the body first. The state of Mississippi had the body first. But now today in that autopsy, we understand exactly what he's saying. They saying what the interior of the throat was missing. What else was all missing, gang? Put it in my chat, gang. In that autopsy report, gang. In case there's anything I missed, man, what was all missing in the autopsy report? Not far as what we didn't hear, but as far as body parts. They said his throat. What was going on with the organs? Break everything down. Y'all talk to me in the chat real quick, gang. What in that autopsy report, what all was missing? The brain, somebody said. Talk to me, chat. The neck, of course. You know what I mean? That right here. Right where the atoms at will be his lungs, his stomach, big, you know what I mean? Smash that like button, man. Yeah. I most definitely, I see somebody said, shout to Kill in the building, man. Let me see. King Mike said, people only want to hear one answer and they won't accept anything else. And it's pathetic. King Mike, what did you think about the autopsy report, my brother? Shout out to King Mike, man. What did you think about the autopsy report? I know you somebody who said, you believe he drowned. You believe for sure his friends didn't do this to him. You know what I mean? Everybody have the right to feel how they want over here. I want to hear how you really feel. I don't want to hear no fake shit. Don't go with the crowd. I want to hear how people really feel on this platform. This is an unbiased platform. I want to hear from everybody, gang. And as of right now, King Mike, 90% of people feel like Nolen Wells was murdered, fam. They feel like he was killed. He had what it was like what do you call it? It was like bruising in the back of the head. That was suspicious, man. They say they found him face down. We're gonna break this down, gang. Salute to everybody rocking with me, gang. Salute, gang. Let me run through my comments a little bit. These comments are deep in here, man. Yeah, their head was red under tissue. There we go. His lungs, his stomach lining. So we never found out whether Nolen Wells drowned or not in his autopsy. Yeah, that's the main thing we was looking for was did Nolen Wells drown? We never even figured out whether he drowned or not in his autopsy. Let's go straight to the news media, man. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. Salute to if the lungs were missing, then how the fuck will we ever know how he drowned? Yeah. If his lungs was missing, then how? I think this thing is set up. It's almost looking like it was set up to be some kind of cold case, man. Something that was never solved. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody. Let's go here, gang. I want to go here. Let's go straight to the news report and let's see what they say in the news today, gang. We finna break down Nolen Wells' autopsy, as well as we're gonna hear some more from Warren. Yeah, I see another interview came out with Warren. We're gonna break some of that down. We finna go all over the place, gang, and see what the world, what the media, what is everybody saying about the death of Nolen Wells after the autopsy results presented by Ben Crump, man, his team. A lot of people are saying it's some people that thought it was an accident. Now they saying no, because of that autopsy, they believe he was killed. Yeah, that autopsy really raised some red flags and a lot of eyebrows. People looking around like, hold on. You know, how was Ben Crump and his team supposed to perform a autopsy without all the body parts and pieces they was missing? What type of shit is that? Now it got you wondering, like, man, what's going on, man? It got us looking at the state of Mississippi even worse now. Salute to everybody from Mississippi in the building. If you're from Mississippi, please throw that shit up. Light the gas up, man. Put that gas in the air, man. Rest in peace to Nolen Wells. And let's get into the news, because let's break down exactly what this autopsy means. Salute to everybody. Rock with me, gang. Put some color in the chat. Hit the Cash App. Talk to me through the Cash App. Put some color in the chat. Talk to me. Y'all, let's turn up for Nolen Wells, man. Rest in peace, young man. It's most definitely Big Skull Gang or No Gang or Don't Bang. Remember, we don't break the news. We just break the news down. Let's get into some of this news, man. Rest in peace to Nolen Wells, man.
Autopsy of a Mississippi teenager found dead after a July 4th boat trip has been released. It was read by family attorney Ben Crump earlier today. 18-year-old Nolen Wells was last seen on Horn Island where he traveled.
Smash that like button, gang. Smash that like button.
But he never returned home. His parents, they still have one question. What happened?
What happened?
There's so many people out in the public asking all of these questions. But the only question that we have is what happened to our son.
CBS News correspondent Skylar Henry joins us live right now to break down the autopsy findings. Skylar, thank you for your time today. What did the autopsy show? Any new information?
Well, it depends on what you were looking for.
I agree.
Based off of what we've seen with this autopsy, the preliminary findings showed that the cause of Nolen Wells' death is still undetermined from what the forensic pathologist says.
Do y'all feel like that Mississippi, the state of Mississippi, hear me out real quick, gang. Hear me out real quick. Do y'all think that the way the state of Mississippi performed their autopsy, that it was meant for it to be, you know what I mean, undetermined, that they set it up to where if somebody else, if anybody else did an autopsy on the young man, that it would come back undetermined? Do y'all believe that that was the state of Mississippi goal, to make sure that they cannot determine what really happened to Nolen Wells? Because I mean, you can't help but to think that. I'm not gonna lie to you, gang. You can't help but to feel like, you know, why would they send the body over, especially knowing how the family felt? The family feels like something suspicious is going on. They feel like they're being lied to. They feel they can't trust the state of Mississippi due to the history of Mississippi and all the racism and violence against black folks. And not to mention, they hear about these medical examiners fumbling the ball, lying about shit, hiding shit, being secretive about shit. This autopsy makes people think, man, the state of Mississippi went out their way to make sure no one else could find out what happened to Nolen. Yeah, I mean, something's being covered up, man. When you look at the situation, you like, we trying to pinpoint exactly, you know, how this thing played out, what time, where, when. But when you look at the autopsy, you're like, nah, somebody killed him, and the state of Mississippi look like they're trying to cover it up. Unless Ben Crump read the autopsy wrong. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the video, y'all. Let's get into this news, man. I do want to hear from y'all tonight, gang. Talk to me in the chat, y'all. Talk to each other, y'all. Help me break this shit down. Rest in peace to Nolen Wells, man. Rest in peace, gang.
Death is still undetermined from what the forensic pathologist says needs to be a continued investigation. And I think that sort of illustrates sort of where we have been in this entire case from the very beginning. As Nolen Wells' family and his legal team has continued to call for more transparency as it relates to this investigation from not only the lead investigative agency, which is the Jackson County Sheriff's Office, but also from the state medical examiner.
King Mike, salute King Mike. Salute, fam.
their own autopsy, the initial autopsy as well. We should point out that we did reach out to them. They said that this is a process that will take time because they want to include the full medical examiner's report, which would include toxicology results as well.
Okay, so he's saying they reached out to the state of Mississippi, and the state of Mississippi is now saying it's going to take some time on their end. We was thinking this whole time that the state of Mississippi had the autopsy results ready. They screamed no foul play real early in the game. By day 2, they screamed no foul play. So we're thinking that the state of Mississippi, if the autopsy ain't ready now, it's on the way. How did Ben Crump? And I know they said, and now they say they're waiting on the toxicology report too. So we now know that the state of Mississippi will not be dropping their autopsy until they get the toxicology report to go with it. They said they want to present everything at one time, I'm guessing. You know what I mean? And what do y'all think there? Now that Ben Crump's autopsy, as far as the cause of death, was undetermined, what do you think the state of Mississippi autopsy is going to say? They had the lungs. They had the throat. They had everything. Remember that the state of Mississippi did the first autopsy. They have everything. What do you think the state of Mississippi autopsy is going to read now? Talk to me, gang. Talk to me. Whatever you believe in the chat, y'all, talk to me. Break it down. I want to hear from everybody, man. King Mike said, how long do you think Ben Crump knew the neck wasn't there? And did they ever reach out to Mississippi to find out why? Shout out to King Mike. We'll get around to all that, King Mike. We finna hear from Ben Crump in a minute, too. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. But King Mike, man, it's a lot of questions, King Mike. It's some new questions that's come up.
That could take several weeks, and they actually sent a statement
several more weeks
saying that they want to make sure that they let the public know that investigators are working on this, but they want to make sure that they are asking for additional
Shout out to UMC Smoke, salute, gang.
Specific all of these tests have to be. Based off of what we also saw with this independent autopsy is that Wells's body was so badly decomposed by the time it got to the third-party pathologist that it was pretty difficult to tell whether there was any sort of blunt force trauma or anything like that that might have potentially happened. They were able to rule out a list of things, at least up until this point, namely that or
that's crazy.
There were any sort of exterior injuries that could have potentially happened to Wells. They do have some outstanding questions and really said that until they get that full report from the state medical examiner, then they won't be able to sort of connect the dots, if you will. One of those is what was the nature of Wells's body in terms of how he was found? Did he suffocate? Did he drown? A lot of things that they say that they are still waiting to figure out because the state still has parts of Wells's body that they're continuing to do testing on, including pieces of his throat to determine whether there was water or anything like that that might have been ingested. They've also highlighted the back of Wells's head, which they said was also showed red discoloration, which you can see right there in that image that they say that they have some questions about to determine how that happened as well. They said that really they can't get a full picture in terms of what happened until that state medical examiner's report is fully completed. And then, of course, when a full investigative timeline is released by the Jackson County Sheriff's Office as well.
King Mike said only thing Ben Crump did was give people more fuel to make content. King Mike, you started to make me think you was there and you witnessed some shit. Did you see something, King Mike? Was you on Horn Island that day, my nigga? Talk to me, King Mike. Because King Mike, you gotta be fair, King Mike, when it comes to this young black man, bro. We live in a racist ass country. Black people have always been, murdered and just done dirty and the other people get away with it. Stop bullshit a little bit, King Mike. I respect everything you saying for sure. I for sure respect if you saying, but nigga, was you there? Yeah, you talking like you was there, fam. I mean, come on, King Mike. Come on, King Mike. Help us work with this shit, brother. King Mike, if what you saying is true, then cool. Yeah, what you say, I'm not here to knock nothing, bro. But at the end of the day, fam, you got to understand, man, something looks suspicious. King Mike, you don't think it's weird that they gave Ben Crump the body with all these missing pieces and now they're saying they're still running tests on it? Well, how the fuck was he supposed to run tests on it if y'all kept that shit? It's like they sabotaged his autopsy on purpose, King Mike. Come on, you don't agree with that at least? Come on, my brother. Can you at least agree with that the state of Mississippi most definitely, come off that they tried to sabotage the private autopsy? Why would they not send everything that they would need to determine the cause of death, bro? Or we still holding on to it? How come we didn't hear about that shit in the first place? You saying how long did Ben Crump know? Well, how long did they know, King Mike? How long did they know that we have the parts of the body and pieces of the body that they would need in order to complete a full autopsy? Talk to me about that, brother. Shout out to King Mike, though. But I like where you going, King Mike. I see you ain't folding. You got your beliefs. You feel like shit ain't right. You feel like no evidence is really pointing at them boys at all, no matter how he died. And I just salute to King Mike, man. Shout out to everybody building gang. Smash that like button, man. But I think we can all agree that, something ain't right. Shout out to Redbone. Dallas Chuck T, what's good, my guy? Shout out to Dallas Chuck T, man. It is. Oh, for sure. Shout out to Dallas. Got that remix with Lil Flip. Shout out to my nigga Lil Flip, man. Shout out to Dallas Chuck T, man. Salute to Dallas Chuck T, man. Salute, my boy. Salute. I'm about to check that out, fam. Send that to me, bro. Smash that like button, gang. Let's go. Let me see. The judge put something out, man. Let's see what the judge said, man. The judge said something. Let's see what the judge said today, man. Let's go see what the judge said, man. Before we get to some more news, let's see what the judge said, man. Let's see what the judge said, man. This is what the judge said. Ashley Cole. This is what Ashley Cole said. Ashley Cole, the judge said, right is right, wrong is wrong. And we all agree with that. We all agree that right is right, wrong is wrong. But what the hell does this mean, Ashley Cole? Right. We agree with you, man. We agree that right is wrong is wrong, but you know what I mean? But who's right and who's wrong? That's what the parents of Nolen Wells is trying to find out. And as of today, they still don't got answers. Yeah. That's what the family of Nolen Wells is trying to find out, is who's right and who's wrong. And as of today, they don't have the answers. And it looks like the state of Mississippi set it up on purpose to where they wasn't going to get the answers. But now just more red flags have been raised. I'm telling you, gang, after this autopsy today, man, more red flags have been raised. But after the autopsy report came out, the mom, Ashley Cole, this is Warren's mom, she went online and said right is right and wrong is wrong. We know her son has been talking. You know what I mean? We seen Warren doing an interview. We finna get to the next interview too. He did some more. With Stop 6 Officer Tatum. We finna get into that, gang. Smash that like button, gang. But right now, I want to hear from Ben Crump real quick, gang. The man of the hour, man. I gotta hear from my guy, Ben Crump, the man of the hour. Let's see what Ben Crump had to say at TMZ today, y'all. Smash that like button. Let's get into this whole autopsy thing. I want to hear some more from Warren as far as what happened on Horn Island. This might, to a lot of people, gang, this is officially a murder investigation. Whether they say it or not, to the people, this is now officially a murder investigation. They looking at not only people who's around Nolen, but the goddamn state of Mississippi for covering shit up. Smash that like button. Let's hear from my boy Ben Crump, man. Smash that like button. Put some color in my chat. Turn me up, gang. Light that trash up, man. CBD, Corn, Reggie, light it up.
Authorities down in Mississippi. Ben, welcome back to TMZ Live.
Hey, thank you, Charles, for having me.
Let's hear from Ben Crump, gang.
Matter.
Yeah, we have been all over this story, and I know everybody wants answers, and we are doing our best to try and see what we can find. But with this autopsy, the independent autopsy that you did, you mentioned that obviously, I think the part that people are really focusing on is that you mentioned that there was this discoloration, this red coloration on the back of Nolen's head.
What do y'all think that is? The red discoloration. What do y'all think that is? Talk to me, gang. What do y'all think this is, gang? The red discoloration on the lower part of Nolen's head, right before his neck. It's like right. It would be like right into his hairline right here, like right in the back of his head. Not really his neck, but in the back of his head. What do y'all think this is? This discoloration right here, gang. What do y'all think happened? Do y'all think this is blood force trauma? What do y'all think happened? Do y'all think Nolen was hit with something? Do you think Nolen was punched? Do you think Nolen got hit with a boat? Could Nolen have been in the water and a boat ran him over? A boat hit him in the back of the head, knocked him out, he drowned? Did somebody hit him in the back of the head with something? Did somebody kick him in the back of the head? What do y'all think the red discoloration is about, gang? Talk to me in the chat right now. I want to hear everybody. When we see that in the autopsy, the red discoloration, what do we think that is, man? Salute to my guy Marlon, man. He said, King Mike, he said, F you, man. That's what Marlon said, man. Salute to everybody, man. He said, F you, man. Salute to everybody. I'm just a messenger, King Mike. Smash that like button, man. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. Smash that like button. We talking about the red discoloration in the back of Nolen Wells' head. What do y'all believe that was caused from, gang? Because now there's new questions, gang. A lot of new questions. I want to hear from y'all tonight, gang.
On the back of Nolen's head. Did the examiner who looked at him have any inkling about what that might be? Could it be blunt force trauma? And I understand that the cause of death and manner is undetermined, but is it possible that it was blunt force trauma?
Well, he wants to be able to give his theories and opinions before the grand jury in Mississippi as to the possible causes of the red discoloration in the back of Nolen Wells' head near the occipital region of the brain. And so it's very significant. He concluded that it was undetermined pending further investigation, the manner and cause of death. But he did find that very significant that you had this red discoloration in the back of his brain in that occipital region of the brain, of the head. Also, he found it very significant. He said that they did not send his throat with his body in the second autopsy. He said when he was the chief medical examiner of DC, this is something that's common. He said normally he would do it when they were investigating and studying whether there were fractures to the neck or some kind of, compressions to his vertebrae.
Right.
So that is significant, he found. And the most significant thing he said, what is the crux of the matter that we do not know, and that is, what was the condition of Nolen Wells' body when he entered the water? Was he conscious or was he unconscious? Was he forced into the water or was he unforced into the water? He said those are going to be very significant in a potential drowning death case where you had a person who was able to swim.
Ben, was it?
Do y'all think that Nolen Wells was conscious when he went to the water or unconscious when he went to the water, gang? Talk to me. You did, Raven. I see what you sent me, Raven. Can you send that to my Instagram some way, Raven? I don't care if you got to screen record that. If I need it, Raven, get it to me. I need that on Instagram, Raven. Can you find it on YouTube, online, somewhere, Raven? Can you get that to my Instagram if you can, Raven? Shout out to Sassy KD, man. Said somebody definitely hit him in the head. Shout out to Sassy TV. Shout out to Sassy TV. She said somebody most definitely hit him in the head. Do y'all think that he was conscious or unconscious when he went in the water? Some people are saying dead. Yeah, some people are saying he was dead. Is it a chance he could have just been knocked out when he went to the water, gang? Talk to me. Is it a chance he could have been knocked out when he went to the water? Is it a chance that he was, well aware when he went to the water, but something hit him in the back of the head? Do we know for a fact if something really hit him in the back of the head? We got to break all this down, man. Red discoloration in the back of Nolen's head. Because now everybody's saying that's going to be the blow that probably put him unconscious in the water where he drowned. Or that's going to be the blow that maybe killed him when he went to the water. Or maybe it happened while he was in the water. But everybody feels like that red discoloration, that's going to be the foul play that everybody was looking for. And it came out today in Ben Crump's autopsy, gang. Let's hear more from Ben Crump. We got a lot to break down, gang. Salute to everybody building Raven. Get that over to my Instagram ASAP.
Was he forced into the water or was he unforced into the water? He said those are going to be very significant in a potential drowning death case where you had a person who was able to swim.
Ben, was your examiner able to? I know you said that just like the throat was removed. What about the lungs? That you mentioned that
Let's go.
They had that the initial autopsy that the lungs had been dissected. But was your examiner able to see the lungs at all, or were they also removed?
No, they were able to see the lungs. However, Charles, remember the state medical examiner for Mississippi got to observe the body when it was first recovered. And that Dr. Roger Mitchell, the independent pathologist that we hired, he would not have seen the body until 6 days later. And the body had, as he said, severe decomposed. And it is.
Oh, Ben Crump is saying they did see the lungs. Yeah. Ben Crump. Ben Crump is saying that no, the lungs were there. They did see the lungs. Ben Crump is saying no, the lungs were there. Yeah, Ben Crump is saying the lungs were there, gang. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. Salute. Salute. He's saying the lungs were there, but due to the state of Mississippi having the body first, having the body for 6-7 days, he's saying the body was terribly decomposed, by the time they got it. So maybe the body was so decomposed they couldn't tell whether water was in the lungs or not. I'm guessing, gang. You know what I mean? Like, come on. Y'all walk me through this, gang. We walking through this. We're an unbiased channel. We want the truth. King Mike dropping a bag tonight, man. That bump was so insufficient that it didn't even break the skin. Now, hold on, King Mike. Not every bump will break the skin, bro. Yeah, come on, man, King Mike. Somebody can hit me in the back of the head with a baseball bat. That don't mean my skin gonna necessarily break. It might damage something. It might damage the back of my head, but that don't mean, you know what I mean? Somebody can stomp you in the back of the head. That don't mean it's going, you know what I mean? That don't mean the skin gonna necessarily break, bro. So he could have simply tapped his head on something. But if you want to take crap to me in the chat, prove you got money and tell it in color. Oh shit, King Mike, come on, King Mike, bro, don't do him like that, bro. Come on, King Mike, calm down, y'all. Calm down, brother. Come on, brother. You know what I mean? Salute to King Mike, man. He popping shit early, man. He popping it early, man. Y'all smash that like button, man. King Mike is here to talk shit all night. He feels like Ben Crump and this whole investigation is bullshit. He feels like everybody could be running in circles. But come on now, King Mike. Today, this autopsy report showed us that, no matter how we look at it, it's a lot of things that can't be answered. And that makes this shit suspicious. It's already suspicious about the story, about the phone, this, that, and the other, all the running around, this, that, who did. That's already suspicious. You throw that autopsy on top of that shit, it makes it 10 times worse. Smash that like button. Yeah, we're talking to Ben Crump right now. Yeah, we're talking to Ben Crump. Let's hear more about them lungs real quick. Hold on.
The state medical.
Let me see.
Dissected, removed. What about the lungs?
Let's hear about the lungs again. Let's hear about these lungs.
They had that the initial autopsy that the lungs had
been
dissected.
King Mike, man. The King Mike.
Was your examiner able to see the lungs at all, or were they also removed?
No, they were able to see the lungs. However, Charles, remember the state medical examiner for Mississippi got to observe the body when it was first recovered. And that Dr. Roger Mitchell, the independent pathologist that we hired, he would not have seen the body until 6 days later. And the body had, as he said, severe decomposed. And it is one of those things that he is going to have to rely on photographs that were taken by the Mississippi medical examiner. We would believe that they would have taken photographs and their observations, whether there was water in the lungs and water in his airways. We know that some from the United Cajun Navy said that his body didn't seem bloated when they found him, that they didn't see his body as waterlogged. So all these things are significant as we try to figure out why Nolen Wells is dead.
Yeah, Ben,
the guy from the Cajun Navy, right? I believe he said he was so high in the air that he could barely see, right? So I don't know if we can go off anything he's really saying for real. You know what I mean? It turns out they didn't even find him. A park ranger did. And I was hoping that guy saw the body, but he's saying he was 400 feet in the air. He's the one who I think said Nolen didn't have a shirt on. People are saying that Nolen was fully dressed. He had on shorts and a shirt. Well, that guy came back out and said, no, Nolen did not have a shirt on. You know what I mean? So then those are conflicting stories. We hear him that he had a shirt on one minute. The next minute he didn't have a shirt on. We can't even get that small. Like, can we even get that part right about this shit, man? You see how crazy this shit is, man? Yeah. Salute to King Mike, man. Salute to King Mike. Salute. Y'all see how crazy that is, man? I see a lot of people bumping, but I don't see no color. If they had the lungs, they could tell if he had water in them or not. King Mike said if Crump had the lungs, man, he could see if water was in them or not. King Mike, he just said that, the body was very badly decomposed by the time they got it 6-7 days later. That's we just going off what Ben Crump is saying right now, King Mike. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody. Billy, we're talking to Ben Crump.
Him that they didn't see his body as waterlogged. So all these things are significant as we try to figure out why Nolen Wells is dead.
Yeah, Ben, how were Nolen's parents? How did they receive when, I'm sure before the news conference this morning, you had gone over the autopsy results, the independent autopsy results with them. How were they when they got those results? Was it disappointing to them? Were they you know, obviously they want to know what happened to their son. Were they disappointed that, you know, because of all those conditions you just mentioned, the examiner was not able to determine a manner or cause of death?
Well, Charles, they were alarmed, as many of us were, at the red discoloration in the back of his head. They were alarmed that he didn't have his throat with the body, and they want answers. They have been very consistent. They do not accept that nobody didn't know anything, that nobody didn't see anything, and so when you think about the fact that Reverend Al and Mr. Tyler Perry and Mr. Terrell Owens has put up this $125,000
$125,000.
reward, that is because we know somebody saw something. Somebody knows something. There were
And that's weird too, gang. The fact that nobody seen what happened to him. He said, I don't know what that dude Mike talking about, but he sound like Tatum. 12-inch long bruises doesn't sound weird. This is going to be made into a movie because they trying to flex their power blankly in our faces, but the people ain't going for it. Shout out to On a Mission TV, man. Salute to On a Mission TV, gang. Salute. Shout to my scheme. Shout out to Skimp. Shout out to Mr. Rick. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Let me see. Distinctively, Dree said the Cajun Navy has pics of the body and is ready to give them to the parents. Okay, salute. But I mean, what is that gonna help at this point? What is pictures of the body gonna help? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Like, after doing a whole autopsy, what is pictures of the body gonna help at this point? Yeah, at this point, what is pictures? That you just see them when the body, like, you got pictures? Okay, pictures of the body when they first got them. But what about the lungs? I mean, are they gonna, you know what I mean? Are they gonna show everything? Are they gonna show his throat? They gonna show, you know what I mean? They're gonna they want. It's more they need to know about. Fuck the photos, man. At this point, I feel like, I mean, pictures of his body when he first was found, for sure they need those, for sure. I agree. Because if by the time Ben Crump and his team got the body and it was badly decomposed, okay, I do agree why the parents would want to see pictures or photos of Nolen Wells' body when he first passed away or when they first found him. Y'all smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody in the building, man. And salute to this chat. Y'all going hard tonight, man. On top of this chat, I see y'all down there, man. Y'all are eating like a motherfucker, fam. Y'all got my mind going this way and that way. Salute to everybody in the building, gang.
over 300, 400 people out there on Horn Island that day. We, on our Nolen Wells tip line, we've received over hundreds of calls with video, people saying what they saw, people having photographs. And it's important that the people who knew something, who saw something, that they call us. Is critically important.
To that point, Ben, I don't know if you've seen, there's a video that we were able to obtain, and we posted this yesterday, and I don't know if you have seen it yet, but the person who shot it.
This shit don't even matter no more, gang, for real, right? This video, whether that's him or not, man, like, I mean, like, I don't think that matters no more at this point. You know what I mean? Discoloration in the back of the head. Ben Crump's team still doesn't know how the boy passed away. The autopsy came back undetermined. Body parts missing, different pieces missing. I don't think none of this shit really matters no more. Unless you're gonna put a timeline on this photo right here to say what time it was, and this is the last time Nolen was seen. None of this shit right here really even matters to me no more. It's like, what happened to him? You know what I mean? Who killed him? Or if it was an accident, how did that happen? You know what I mean? Fuck all these photos and pop-ups and shit, man. Disregard all that shit, man. What happened to him? I want to get close to the murder time, or some people think the accident time. Yeah, I want to know what happened to him, man. We know he was on Horn Island. Yeah, we know all that, man. But unless they're going to put a photo, a timeline to this photo, then are they saying this photo was at 4 o'clock, 4:30, 5 o'clock? What time is this photo? If y'all know in the chat what time they saying this photo is, drop that in the chat for me real quick, gang.
Pointed this out.
Drop that in the chat for me, gang.
Police, because they believe that it could be Nolen. There's an image of a young man who's bent over on the back deck of a boat. And the trunks certainly look like the same color that Nolen was wearing on July 4th. And, all we can see, he never stands up, so we can't see his face. But they thought this could be Nolen. And I'm wondering if the family has seen this, or if you're at any contact with any of Nolen's friends who might have seen this, who could say, yeah, that's him. Because the police are trying to determine that. We don't know if they've figured out if it's him. Have you seen this video?
Well, my team of investigators and our team of lawyers have received that video and received many others. And we've received witnesses saying that they say it's Nolen, but until we can confirm these allegations, we want to be careful to say that witnesses have said that this is Nolen. And we also have videos where you have people having exchanges, disputes, and people have said that was Nolen. So we're trying to dot every I and cross every T because it's so critically important that this family gets answers, that the country gets answers.
You said that your investigators have been getting a lot of tips about videos and photos, and I'm wondering if there's anybody coming forward, because you said something that is so true, where there's so many people who are out there in Horn Island. Whatever it is that happened to Nolen, even if it is accidental, but whatever it is that happened, it just seems implausible that no one has seen anything. I'm wondering if you are having any luck hearing from people who are actually on the island who saw him. I mean, obviously, even in the image that we have, that they may or may not be him, but there were so many people there. It just seems implausible that whatever happened to this young man, someone didn't see anything. Are you hearing from people who were on the island?
We are hearing from people on the island, and the Nolen Wells tip line at bencrump.com is getting a lot of hits and submissions. And that 800 number that we want to encourage everybody to call at the Ben Crump call center is 1-888-991-1772.
Okay.
And we are going to take detailed information from you.
Okay. What have you heard from, that your independent autopsy is complete now. Have you heard anything from the sheriff's department as to when their results are going to be available?
So I want to hear from Nick. Smash the like button, gang.
They have the throat. They, were able to look at his lungs, and as well, they're going to have the toxicology, which that's going to be the really telling thing here. Have you heard from them?
Right.
When those results?
What do y'all think that toxicology report is going to read? We seen where one of his friends came out and said that Nolen was sloppy drunk. I mean, Nolen Wells was pissy drunk. He said I think he just drowned, dude. And this is one of his friends. You know what I mean? This is one of his friends came out and said when he last seen Nolen was fucking hammered, dude. I mean, you know what I mean? I'm not trying. That's how he said it. He said when I last seen Nolen Wells, dude, Nolen was hammered, bro. Do y'all believe it's a chance that Nolen Wells could have drowned? Maybe hit his head on something, you know what I mean, while he was in the water. I don't know, a rock, or they say, you know what I mean? They say his body was missing for a day and a half. Do y'all believe Nolen Wells got drunk and drowned? Maybe nobody seen him. He fell off the boat, or he was trying to swim and went under and the current caught him. I don't know. What do y'all think about that, gang? Because when it comes to this autopsy, man, Ben Crump, hey, it's still undetermined. Cause of death still undetermined. We still don't know if the boy drowned or not. But we do know his red discoloration in the back of the head. We do know the throat was missing. We know the lungs couldn't really be, from what Ben Crump is saying, the lungs could not really be, they couldn't really, examine them the right way because the body was so decomposed that, you know what I mean? It was just so many things we couldn't do. So they are now leaning on the state of Mississippi to give them their photos and some of their findings. The state of Mississippi still got the boy's throat and all kind of shit like that. Some people say, well, so it looks like they made sure that they could not, determine the cause of death by holding on to things and sending the body. If you know they're going to need these pieces of the body or these parts to do an autopsy, then why hold on to it and send them the body? Do y'all think it was already some tension because they wanted to do a private autopsy? Do you think it was some resentment from the state of Mississippi because the family wanted Ben Crump and Colin Kaepernick to fly the body to D.C.? Do y'all think, man, they start playing games? The minute they found out that the parents wanted a real investigation, the state of Mississippi started playing games because they said there was no foul play so early in this shit. How do y'all feel, gang? Talk to me in the chat, man. We hearing from Ben Crump right now. We got a lot of shit to break down.
Might be available.
No, we haven't. And remember, our autopsy is not complete. It's undetermined pending further investigation.
Right, I thought they usually put bodies in the freezer and shit too, gang. I didn't think bodies was like, I know even if you put them in the freezer, I mean, they're not alive, so it's not the same. But I mean, I thought the body stayed like cool or stay. I mean, I thought they froze the body. I thought when this body was being shipped off, like it had been 6 days though. So no matter what, I think the body still decomposes. Yeah, I mean, even if it's refrigerated, it's still going to decompose at a certain, maybe at a slower pace. How y'all feel about that? Smash that like button, gang. Yeah, because Ben Crump said the body was so decomposed after 6 days. Hell, they couldn't even really look at the lungs. They couldn't even tell if the lungs had water in them. Who thinks Ben Crump is full of shit right now? Hey, drop a 1 in the chat. You think Skull? Stop playing around, bro. Ben Crump is full of shit, dog. He has an excuse for everything and no answers for nothing. Put a 1 in the chat how you feel about Ben Crump. Drop a 2 in the chat. You like, nah, something suspicious. The state of Mississippi's autopsy not coming out yet. It's suspicious. Them holding those body parts back from Ben Crump and his autopsy is suspicious. Drop a 2 in the chat. You think, nah, nigga, something suspicious is going on. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the building. I see a lot of ones in the chat too, though. I see a lot of ones in the chat, though. I ain't gonna lie, man. A lot of people don't believe in Ben Crump no more after today, man. Yeah. A lot of people do not believe in Ben Crump after today, but I still see them twos that are like a motherfucker. Smash that like button, gang. A lot of y'all saying Ben Crump is full of shit.
Might be available.
No, we haven't. And remember, our autopsy is not complete. It's undetermined pending further investigations. That's very important to note, Charles, because we need to examine the throat. We also want to see the pictures. We want to know whether his lungs and airways have water in them. Those things are significant if we're trying to be transparent. And they told us they're going to be transparent. So we're going to see if we can take them at their word. Furthermore, I think it's vitally important that we continue to underscore that toxicology is important, but it's not the end all. Charles, if he went into the water with all those people on Horn Island, somebody knows something, somebody saw something, and that is the crux of the matter. That is what's going to be at issue. You know, the cell phones, all toxicology, all play a part. But what did people see? Somebody knows what happened to Nolen Wells.
All right.
Y'all couldn't even hear me, gang. My bad. Smash that like button, man. Shout out to Skimp, man. Salute to Skimp, man. Shout out to everybody. I see Cash Apps coming through too, gang. Let me try to get to a. Let me see. Shout out to Sharon Murphy, man. Salute to Sharon Murphy. You know what I mean? Salute to everybody in the building. Yeah, let me see. Shout out to Nicole for the Cash App. Shout out to Marlon for the Cash App. If he was drunk, they would have had pics circulating, said Nicole. Shout out to Nicole, man. I see everybody in the building. Let me keep it moving real quick, gang. Let me try to keep the show moving, gang. Let's hear from the sheriff. Raven, I know you just sent me this, Raven. Is this brand new? Shout out to Sharon Murphy. Thanks for covering this unbiased go justice for Nolen Wells. Salute. Shout out to Sharon Murphy, gang. Salute. Let me go over here real quick. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. Shout out to Skimp. Skimp's a forensic examiner. Shout out to Skimp, man. Let me see. I'll give you this. I think there's tension. I think Mississippi is mad that people keep saying they're racist. So they're like, let Ben handle it. Well, nigga, if that's the case, King Mike, then if you saying they purposely sabotaged his autopsy, do we got to take your word on it? Or can we say, nah, something happened to Nolen Wells? Can we take your word on it that, nah, they showing resentment because it's Ben Crump getting involved? Or do we say, nah, either way, we both agree, King Mike, that some shady shit was done? I think King Mike is. I think we can all come to. I think we can all agree with King Mike that no matter how you look at this, King Mike, you saying some shady shit was done that would have kept these parents from finding out how their son passed away. Right or wrong, King Mike? You just admitted to me that some shady shit was done, and these people cannot find out how their son died. They can now they cannot determine, you know what I mean, how their son passed away. It doesn't take long for a body to decompose out in the elements where there's summer heat, humidity, water, and wildlife. Shout out to Lady Beast, man. Salute to Lady Beast, man. Today, Lord footage, we all seen the video of a dead Nolen in the water. I haven't seen that video, Lord footage. Yeah, salute, yeah. I haven't seen a video of Nolen dead in the water. I haven't saw that. Smash, yeah. Where did you get that from, fam? I haven't saw a video of Nolen dead in the water yet, bro. Yeah, where did you see that? Smash that like if you got that, fam. You send that to me, bro. I have not seen that yet. Let's hear from the sheriff, though, gang. Let's hear from the sheriff. Let's go here, man. Let's hear from the sheriff, gang. Let's go here. Let me see. Let's go here.
Sheriff?
This is Sheriff Ledbetter.
Sheriff, can I ask you a quick question really quickly?
This is Sheriff Ledbetter right here.
I'm Chantel with WDSU in New Orleans. I
Sheriff
came here
Ledbetter
2 weeks ago to meet with you, but I think y'all were in and out of meetings about the Wells case, and then they told me eventually you just weren't able to come out. So that was like July 8th. So I'm back now. Wondering if you guys will be releasing any more details concerning the case. The last thing I saw on your social media was on July 8th, the same day. So any extra details, because we did just get the independent autopsy results today. Anything that you would give us?
Not at this time.
Okay, can I confirm that y'all are working with the FBI with the case?
Yes.
Okay, any other agencies that you're working with at this time? All right, and is this case still under investigation?
It is actively under investigation.
Okay, so I was told by the district attorney everything is going through her office at this time.
And everything else should be referenced to the district attorney's office.
Okay, so y'all are no longer answering questions about the case?
Yeah. I know you're trying to get some edited footage, but
no, I'm just asking. I'm just confirming.
That's all we're saying. We're actively investigating.
You're very
And
defensive.
everything else go to the district attorney.
Yes.
That's all I wanted to know.
As far as your media, your public records request, yeah.
Right. So pretty much it wouldn't be anything like pretty much don't contact your office. Be like, hey, do y'all have any details? Everything goes through her. Is that what you're saying? Okay, that's all I wanted to know. Thank you. Name? My name is Chantel. We're from New Orleans, WDSU News.
Doug. Great job.
Okay. Yeah.
It's still actively being investigated.
Okay. We just heard that this morning. Again, this was from the press conference this morning. When mom said that y'all were saying there was no foul play in the beginning, but now this, has anything changed since then at all, or?
Like I said, we're actively investigating the case. It's still an active, ongoing investigation.
Okay, and to confirm, last question. To confirm, the state medical examiner did not release their report right at this time.
If I were you, I'd check with the district attorney's office too. As far as I know, you don't have to publish that. That's going through the district attorney's office. That's not. We don't do that. It's state medical examiner.
Thank you. Witnesses have helped you? You've talked to witnesses over the last few weeks?
Yeah. How y'all feel about that?
Sure.
How y'all feel about that, gang?
Sure.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a quick question really quickly? Can I ask you a question? I'm Chantel with WDSU in New Orleans. I actually came up here 2 weeks ago to meet with you, but I think y'all were in and out of meetings about the Wells case.
How y'all feel about the sheriff? Man, that sheriff Ledbetter. Shout out to Sassy TV said, damn, look how he acting towards her. It is. Shout out to Christmas Baby too for that cash app. Salute to Christmas Baby for that cash app, gang. How y'all think the sheriff? This is the man that at one point in time was over the investigation. This is the man right here that came out at the very beginning and said no foul play. Yeah, this is Mr. No Foul Play right here. Yeah. He looked like he was a little bit upset with her. Do y'all think it's a chance they feel like Ben Crump and his team is trying their best to make them look bad, to make it look like they got something? The Jackson Sheriff Office has something to hide. How y'all feel about that, gang? Do y'all feel like they have a reason to be upset with Ben Crump and the parents of Nolen Wells? Because they just want to know what really happened to their son. Of course, he came out and said, far as this investigation went, he didn't see any foul play. He said that he said that like July 7th or some shit like that, right or wrong? Like by July 7th, this guy came out and said no signs of foul play whatsoever. He said it fast. Now today, he's telling her, get in touch with the DA's office for any further information. We are no longer over this investigation, is what he's saying. Yeah. He most definitely feel away like a motherfucker, man. It is. He most definitely feel away. Yeah, this dude is, he feels away. Whether you believe he's like, look, I'm telling you, I believe what you want to believe. Some people might say, yes, he's frustrated because he feels like a lot of lies are being told. It's a bunch of bullshit going on and they're doing their job or they were doing their job and now all this shit. Or you could say, nah, he feels guilty because he know it's some bullshit in the game and it's all being exposed. You know what I mean? He know they finna get to the bottom of some shit, man. He know he jumped up and just said some shit, but maybe he really didn't do his research. Maybe they didn't do a good autopsy. Maybe the autopsy was sabotaged on purpose so Ben Crump couldn't do the autopsy. Like, you just never know what's going on when you see him acting like this. You're like, yeah, no matter how you look at it, no matter which side you believe in this story, you can agree that there's some tension going on. And he's upset than a motherfucker. His name is all over this shit. Like I said, that's Mr. No Foul Play, as we call him over here. Yeah. No foul, yeah, Ledbetter, Mr. Ledbetter. No foul play, Ledbetter. Yeah, that's no foul play, Ledbetter right there. He said that shit real early in the game. So now a lot of people are looking at him like, what's going on, bro? You said no foul play, man. Now I know people are saying, Sko, you still don't have any real proof of foul play. What the fuck are you talking about? But I think people think that red discoloration in the back of Noah's head means something. That shit spells something. Yeah, and with them not being able to, or with them holding on to certain body parts, knowing that think about it, they need those body parts for their toxicology report and the autopsy. What the fuck made them think Ben Crump and his team would need it? So just a few things that's not adding up. You did. He ain't investigating shit. So shout out to Sassy TV, man. Salute to Sassy TV. Say he ain't investigating shit. Let's keep it moving, gang. Let's keep it moving, man. Let's keep it moving because it's some things I want to break down for sure, man. I think I want to go here. I think I want to go here, man. A lot of y'all want to look over here. A lot of y'all sent me this today, man. So let's go here. Fuck it. Let's go here next. I want to go here. Let's see what your girl Nancy Grace was saying. Y'all were telling me Nancy Grace, was making some great points on her show, man. Salute to Nancy Grace because I thought Nancy Grace would have been on some Officer Tatum shit. You did? Yeah, I thought Nancy Grace would have been sitting over there with Officer Tatum. Nancy Grace can have anybody, but Nancy Grace is just a bitch. Like, man, she don't give a damn. She pisses somebody off. Yeah, Nancy Grace don't give a damn, man. But I guess this might be a sign to say Nancy Grace just goes with what she believes in, because Nancy Grace believes she believes something happened to him. Nancy Grace believes that somebody killed Nolen. She thinks it's some foul play. Nancy Grace don't believe shit that his friends are saying. She don't buy none of that shit, man. Smash that like, but let's hear from Nancy Grace, man.
Does that mean probatively? What does that prove? Joining me and all-star panel to make sense of what we are learning tonight. That was an independent autopsy ordered by Nolen Wells.
Hold on. Secret Service Sam is in the building. I'll be damned. Secret Service Sam. I think this guy up here in the black is a medical examiner right here. We got Secret Service Sam. We don't really know what the fuck he do. I'm not for sure who this is. And this is the guy. This is the Cajun Navy guy. This is the guy who, you know what I mean? And I know who this dude is, but I can't think of his fucking name. I've seen him on there, but I've seen him on a couple other shows before. I can't think of his name, but this is the guy who said he seen Nolen's dead body 400 feet in the air. He was above the body. I think the head guy at the Navy Coast Guard. This guy right here is the one who was telling about how they was out there searching for a day or two, and they had 2 boats and they had drones in the air, but they just never seen Nolen. But then a park ranger just finds his body washed up. Smash that light. What the fuck is Secret Service? What is this on his head, man? What's going on with Secret Service Sam, man? I should be sitting there, man. Smash that like button, gang.
His family. We still don't have the official autopsy from the Mississippi Medical Examiner's Office, but straight out to a renowned medical examiner. You know him well. Joining us, Dr. Kendall Crowns. He is the Chief Medical Examiner of Tarrant County, Fort Worth. Literally thousands and thousands.
I'm just bullshit, man. Shout out to Secret Service Sam, man. He do his thing with this case. Whatever he find out, whatever somebody send him, he put it out there, man. Shout out to Secret Service Sam, man.
Thousands of autopsies under his belt. He is the esteemed lecturer at the Burnett School of Medicine at TCU. I don't have to explain to you what it takes to become not just a medical examiner, but the chief medical examiner in a metropolitan area like Fort Worth.
Let's hear from this guy.
Aside.
Let's hear from this guy.
COD, MOD,
I'm just soaking up information,
determined. Gang. But what jumped out at me, among so many things, Dr. Kendall Crowns, what does he mean about the red discoloration in the deep, soft tissues overlaying the occipital bones? What is that? Translate.
So what that is the occipital bone is the bone this is your skull. It's the bone in the back of your head, the directly back side of your head. So when he's describing these hemorrhages in the deep, soft tissues, it means deep in the musculature that holds your head in place, there is a red discoloration. What could this be? It could be settling of the blood from decomposition or from lividity, cooling of the blood. The body has been kind of put on its back and transported to Washington, D.C. So that could be that. It could also be.
Trust me, I don't think I know more than you on this, Dr. Kendall Crowns, but you got me drinking out of the fire hydrant. You're giving me so much information. I had to break in right there because you said I'm going to quote, posterior red discoloration in deep, soft tissue overlying occipital. Deep, soft tissue. To a layperson like me, that means it's deep below the skin, and you just stated that could be from the settling of the blood. In other words, if he were lying on his back when he died,
They said he was on his face.
the blood would settle
They said,
to the back of
they
his
seen him on his
head.
face.
But isn't it true to you, Brian Trasher, Vice President, United
There we go.
Navy?
There we go. You said he was
The
on
Navy
his face.
participated
The
in the
photo.
search, and I got to clear up that whole thing about fully clothed with you.
Yeah, you said he was on
That
the
said, isn't it true? And I'm looking at the picture on my phone that I got from an undisclosed source. I'm looking at Nolan's body on the beach. We are not showing it. He's face down, isn't he?
Yes, that's correct. Yeah, he was when we flew
Okay, I'm
over,
going to come back to you about the clothing.
Yeah.
What? Repeat.
No, I said when we observed him from the air, yeah, he was face down and he was wearing swim trunks and only swim trunks. I think that the term fully clothed just got taken out of context.
Well, when you look at
so remember we heard he had a t-shirt on, gang. We heard he had on trunks and a t-shirt. This guy right here, man, it's the same guy who, he was probably about the third or fourth person to see Nolan's body. The park ranger found him. He had some other guys, I'm sure, that pulled up. He's seen the body from 400 feet in the air. And he's saying that Nolan was on his face, but he said he couldn't tell the body was really bloated that much. It looked kind of, but not so much. But yeah, far as the fully dressed, because a lot of people kept saying, man, they saying now he had a shirt on. At first he didn't have a shirt on. Now he has a shirt on. But this guy is saying, you know what I mean? Unless somebody else say something different, this guy is saying, no, Nolan, when they say fully dressed, they just mean he has trunks on. But this guy was also the one who reported seeing Nolan, when he washed up on shore, he was face down. So we heard old boy say if the body if that red discoloration could come from when somebody has passed away and they're laying on their back, but it don't seem like that happens. Smash that like button, salute to everybody. But according to this guy,
the body from
high
up,
like button,
it appears at first like he had on a shirt with swim trunks, but he does not have on a shirt. He only has on swim trunks. That's a whole peripheral issue. But back to Dr. Kendall Crowns. So Dr. Kendall Crowns, you may have an explanation for this. I've already thought of one, and I'm not a medical examiner, but I don't see how the deep red, I'm talking about, was there a blow to the back of the head? Did he fall off a boat? Did he hit his head on something else?
Right.
If it turns out he drowned, how did he get in the water?
Do y'all think he could have fell and hit his head? Do y'all think who thinks Nolen Wells could have fell and hit his head on a boat? Fell and hit his head on something. That makes perfectly sense of why the back of his head was red. Did somebody have to hit him? I know y'all think it was so he would have fell and hit his head and fell into the water and drowned. Even if he was drunk, somebody would have saw him. He would have been splashing around. They would have heard the thud. Remember, there is loud music and fireworks and shit going on. It's 4th of July. But I think that's really that. It's always that. It's so many people out there, man. You know what I mean? And that's what makes it worse is when you say it's crowded. It's people everywhere. We even heard Warren say it. Warren said they even showed up about 25 deep. Yeah, they brought 25. They showed up 25 deep. He said it was packed out there. Well, that's more reason for us to feel like, how the fuck didn't somebody see him hit his head and fall into the water and drown? You just don't sink right to the bottom, I don't think. You know what I mean? And this is the athletic kid who they said could swim. Smash that like button. This is Nancy Grace kicking some game, man, asking some good questions to the medical examiner. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the building, gang.
Why was he in the water? Why did everybody leave him? Lots of questions tonight. But if he was found face down, the blood would not have settled to the back of his occipital.
Well, that's correct at the initial autopsy, but he was also transported to Washington, D.C. on his back, I assume, not on his face. And so after death, you can still have pooling of the blood in the dependent areas if the lividity is not fixed. Or even if it is fixed, you can have pooling. So it is difficult to say without seeing the actual reddened area in the deep soft tissue, whether this is just a decompositional artifact or if it's indeed blunt force trauma.
Okay. A discomposition artifact means that is this something that happened after death? Is this something that happened, because he had passed away? Or is it blood force trauma? Did somebody hit him in the back of the head? You know what I mean? Do y'all think he said on the way to the hospital, when they found him, they turned him over on his back? You know what I mean? So he was on his back for a good while. He's going to be on his back for the rest of the time until the autopsy. He's going to be on his back, right or wrong. We would believe so. So that means this guy here is saying, nah, man, that's normal to see in death. You know what I mean? He says, as of right now, he's saying there's no proof that that's blood force trauma. There's no proof that Nolen was hit with anything or hit his head. That could have been simply after he died. You know, that he might have washed up on his face, but eventually they put him on his back on a gurney or whatever however they transport his body. And from that moment on, Nolen Wells was on his back the whole time. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the building. Y'all talk to me in the chat, gang. Talk to me.
Now, they're not describing any injuries to the skin surface, which would still be there if he was, even if he's decomposed, you would still see injuries, abrasions, bruises, lacerations, things of that nature, even with decomposition. So it's difficult to give significance.
How do y'all feel about that? Because I said earlier that now, you know, if somebody kicked you in the back of the head, you don't necessarily have to, you know, your skin don't have to peel. You don't necessarily have to knot up. You know what I mean? Think about a nigga, the box that you pat, nigga, you know what I mean? Niggas kicked you in the back of the head. I don't know. Would there be, it might be some bruising. You know what I mean? It might be some bruising. It might be something that look like blood force trauma. You know what I mean? But I don't know if you don't got to have no webs or no cuts or no opening skin just to get hit in the back of the head. I don't think, right or wrong. We're talking about the back of your head. You know what I mean? A nigga kicked you with the front of his shoe, and you know what I mean? Yeah, shit, I don't think it's gonna lead to no real. It might your head might bruise up, but I don't know if it's gonna. You don't got to. It's not gonna look cut up or knotted up or nothing like that. So it is a way of hitting somebody in the back of their damn head, and you really can't tell. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. Salute. Like I said, this autopsy just brought more questions, gang. And this autopsy just brought more questions because now people feel like, no, Nolen Wells was most definitely killed, man. And if he wasn't, then why does it kind of feel like the state of Mississippi is trying to cover shit up? Why does it kind of feel like they withheld things, you know? And did they tell Ben Crump things? Like when Ben Crump received the body, that's what I want to know. When Ben Crump received the body, did the state of Mississippi give him, you know, paperwork telling them the things that they kept behind? We kept his throat. We did this and this with the lungs, this and that. Not giving them a full report, but just telling them the things that they, you know, that they already have, you know, cut up and removed. And you would think that they would get a report that would be in the report, right or wrong. Rather, not saying give them your full autopsy report, but as far as, you know, just transferring the body report. Like, okay, this is what we've already done. You know, this is what we have. This is what we kept. You don't think they would have told him that? Because somebody, I think it was King Mike, said, how long did Ben Crump know that the throat was gone? So yeah, it's like, it's still a lot of goddamn questions, man. I got more questions today than I had yesterday. Oh yeah, I'm fucked up over this, gang. I got more questions today than I had yesterday. Smash that like button, man.
To this deep red area in the musculature of the deep soft tissues of the back of the head without further photographs or more information. To me, could it be blunt force trauma? Yes. Could it be a decompositional artifact? Yes. Could it be something from transport? Yes. Hard to say at this point.
Okay, hold on. Let me just take each one of those. And the rest of the panel, please, if you've got a question or a point, jump in. We need all of your brain power.
Yeah, jump in there.
That's an open invitation to Mobley to jump in. But 3 things you said. There could still be pooling of the blood. And I don't want to be too DEFCON 4 into
John
this
Mobley, I think,
and get lost in the weeds. But Nolen is dead. He's already been autopsied.
I don't not
Days have passed, and you're telling me that the blood.
Well, hold on, King Mike. I'm gonna rewind it a little bit. But King Mike said, "Did they ever give the phone to the feds?" No, they're not giving it to them. They're gonna sit there with their people and they're gonna analyze it together. That phone will never leave custody of the mom and dad or their team, whoever they send out with it. When they done with it, the phone is going right back to them. But they're gonna have people there with them as they do it, so that the phone will never leave their sight. Smash, yeah, the phone will never leave the parent's sight.
Get lost in the weeds, but Nolen is dead. He's already been autopsied. Days have passed, and you're telling me that the blood could still sift down from the front of his face to the back of his neck in one specific area. Why wasn't it pulling all the way down his neck? Or why just that one area? I don't believe that when you have been deceased that long, you've already undergone autopsy, they've drained the blood from your body, that somehow in the few hours of transport, you're going to get pooling of the blood to one area in the back of your neck.
So first off, it's not a few hours of transport. It's from whenever the autopsy ended. He's placed on his back.
Right.
Whenever he's
That's what
picked
I
up
said.
at the scene, he's been placed on his
That's what I
back.
said.
So all that comes into play. They don't drain all the blood from the body at autopsy. There's still blood in the body after autopsy. And also, decomposition causes the breakdown of tissues, including musculature, which can give a reddish decoloration from the actual decomposition process of the muscle. So all these have to be considered when you're saying a reddened area, because the doctor didn't call it hemorrhage, which is interesting to me. He called it a reddened area. So I don't know what he's describing. I would love to see pictures, but again, there's no description of a bruise or an abrasion or a laceration on the skin surface of the back of the head. So what the significance of this is? Could it be a decompositional change? Could it be something else like blunt force injury? It's hard to say at this point in time.
I find it very difficult
basically
to
undetermined still. Undetermined.
Crowns. That not one, but two medical examiners,
let me hear this brother right here.
trial attorney, founded John Mobley Law Firm. Okay, Mobley, have at it.
Let me hear from this guy.
Well, Nancy, I got to call it like I see it. There are a lot of things that I don't like about this presentation. I think the problem.
Oh, this brother finna go crazy. Yeah, this brother finna go crazy, man. Well, what side y'all think he on, man? He look like a civil rights attorney, damn near. Who do y'all think he believed Nolen Wells was killed, or you think he believed Nolen Wells drowned? What do y'all think? Yeah. Who did this Don Cheadham looking brother? What do y'all think? What do y'all think he finna say? Yeah, what do y'all think this Don Cheadham looking brother finna say? You think he believed Nolen's drowned, or do you believe he believed somebody killed him? Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the building, gang.
The first problem I see is they put out this autopsy and they kind of gave you a lot of sizzle. They gave a big dog and pony show, but they didn't really make it clear on the findings and conclusions and how they could be interpreted. And I think that's kind of the problem with this case. They put all this stuff out there, all the legal terms, all this, forensic jargon, and now everybody's whipped up in a frenzy trying to understand what it means, speculating, guessing. And the reality of it is, unless you're an expert, a forensic expert, none of us are qualified to interpret those findings. Now, I've been involved in homicide cases where I've had to look at forensic autopsies and discuss the findings with experts. And that's what you have to do. And ultimately what it comes down to is they put this thing out there, this preliminary autopsy finding, and they did not present any real conclusions. And that is a problem. And to address your specific concern, Nancy,
put up Mobley. Listen, I'm not vouching for the character of Crump or Sharpton. That said, of course, are you saying they were wrong not to put it out there? I think they were right to put it out there, whether it's inconclusive or not.
The manner in which they presented
it. What do you mean by that?
He just sat there and read it. And number one, I don't think he was the best person to read it. He's just kind of reading off medical and terms that he didn't do the best job of pronouncing.
Oh shit! Oh, come on, brother! Come on, brother! Oh wow! He said nigga read like Floyd Mayweather, man. Come on, bro! Don't do that to Ben Crump, man. I do agree they should have got somebody else to read it, but not because of the way he read, just because I think a medical examiner should have read the shit. This is what they're qualified to do. They understand all this. They can break it down to us as they read. That's what I mean. I think anybody that's qualified, that if you do this job, you should be the one to read it. Yeah. If this is the language you speak all day, then get your ass up here and read it. I don't think Ben Crump should have read it either. But I'm not, yeah. But that brother there said, man, Ben Crump read like Mayweather, nigga. What the fuck was he doing reading? Smash that light, but yeah. Oh, this nigga here crazy, man. This nigga here is crazy.
What do you mean by that?
He just sat there and read it. And number one, I don't think he was the best person to read it. He's just kind of reading off medical and terms that he didn't do the best job of pronouncing. And they didn't really present a conclusive finding. And what that does is,
well, there is no conclusive finding, Mobley.
Well, he should have said that, because what he does, though, in the manner which is presented, when you take a case like this, you take little bits and pieces and put them out there in that manner. What you're doing is you're feeding these conspiracy theories like, oh my God, there's some big mystery, some conspiracy about what happened, regarding saying, hey, here's the deal. In situations like this, based on the rate of decomposition, things like that.
Don't you get it, man?
Come on. Rest in peace to Nolen Wells, man. Yeah, your death has turned, you know what I mean, a lot of, it turned shit upside down. Everybody want to know what is going on, what happened to you, young man. Man, this brother right here is saying he feel like Ben Crump was putting on a show, man. He feel like Ben Crump it just got excuse after excuse after excuse, man. Yeah. He feels like Ben Crump, it has excuse after excuse after excuse. He feels like Ben Crump could have came out there and said this thing, you know, could have let people know that these are things, that everything that he found out in his autopsy report was things that you see all the time. He said instead, Ben Crump came out here and wanted to lead y'all into a Scooby-Doo mystery and, you know what I mean, and say certain things and make it seem like it's so mysterious and you know, we don't know and something's fishy's going on. He said Ben Crump came out there and did exactly what he wanted to do, and that was to make the people think there's some bullshit in the game. Yes, man. Is his name Mobley or Mobley? I'm gonna call him Mobley. I'm gonna call him John Mobley for some reason. I never heard nobody last name Mobley. I'm gonna call him John Mobley for some reason. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody in the building, man.
We still don't have the answer. I don't have the answer. He's got a red mark deep in subcutaneous tissue on the back of his head. Wait,
here's a
go back to Kendall Krause real quick. Wait. Kendall, where's Kendall? Why am I not seeing Kendall? Kendall, please turn around and show everybody what we're talking about, because I'm doing this. Show me occipital.
Occipital's right here. Back ahead.
How
right where your neck
world?
Right where you hit a nigga to knock a nigga ass out of, man. Hit a nigga in the head with a bat right there in the back of that head. What's it called, a Sibley? Hit a nigga right there in that goddamn Sibley, man.
Occipital's right here.
A sipple, I mean.
Back ahead.
A sipple.
Right where your neck.
The world, out of his whole body.
He looked like he's frustrated, the motherfucker. He looked like Nancy Grace is really pissing him off, man. I think he feel like he's good at his job. They think he's one of the #1 medical examiners. He looked like Nancy Grace is low-key pissing him the fuck off because he's trying to tell her different things. He's telling her medical terms, and he feel like, you know, he's telling her things about, you know, the body, after death. He's telling her, you know, he breaking shit down to her. He dropping gems, but Nancy Grace ain't trying to hear this shit. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. Talk to me in the chat. If you're at home watching me on your TV, jump on your phone and jump in this chat and talk to us, man. We want to hear from everybody.
Is that where the blood pools? I'm not buying it. And I'm not saying this is a homicide. I am saying it. There are a lot of disturbing circumstances surrounding this young man, the star athlete's death, and I am not letting it go. And I don't care how much hate mail you send me. I do not care. Okay, Mobley, what else?
What I want to state is that, and this is based on my experience being involved in numerous homicides, having examined numerous autopsies and discussed the case and the findings with numerous forensic pathologists. When you have a body, a human individual, okay, that person has experienced trauma in various physical trauma in various aspects of their life. They just had a picture of him being wearing a football uniform. He can sustain injuries playing football in practice, horse around with his friends. So, you know, a person can die and have different injuries that pre-existed the date of the death that are completely unrelated to the death, but they are there on the body because they're a live, active individual. And that's
okay. He's saying that Nolen Wells, yeah. This James off Good Times looking brother right here said that Nolen Wells, this could be a previous injury. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Ben Crump do be stuttering. Please don't time me out. Are you good, bro? You know what I mean? You good. This brother right here, he don't look like James off Good Time. He look like James off Coming to America. He like Mr. McDowell. He don't look like James off Good Time. He look like that nigga off Coming to America, Mr. McDowell. But he's saying that it's a strong possibility with this young man being a football player, playing football in college. We've seen all his teammates come to the game. You know what I mean? Football is a rough sport. You get injuries all the time. If you're a football player, your knees, your back, your neck, you got bruising. He's saying that red discoloring in the back of the head that we see, in the back of the simple we see, he's saying that could be a football injury, man. It could be anything. People do die with pre-existing injuries, he's saying. Smash that like button, y'all. This is John Mobley or Mobley. Smash that like button, gang.
That's the whole point about your fixation on the injury to the back of the head. I'm not saying that it was necessarily predated the injury, but there's got to be some medical evidence to tie it to his death. And there is not, because they can't do that. They cannot date that injury.
Okay, guys, you're hearing Mobley. I just lost a satellite. Get that back up for me. In the meantime, let me hear Crump talking about part of the neck structures.
Right.
And specifically,
smash that like button, gang.
interior,
Smash that like button.
where that, I'm going to call it bruising. I'll call it a reddened area because we don't know what it was.
The red discoloration area.
Absent from the body. What happened to that part of the body? Listen to Crump.
So when they're buried, their remains will all be with them. But in this occasion, if there's going to be a second autopsy, then the organs are put in the body cavity so the second pathologist could be able to examine the organs as well. Very significant for Dr. Mitchell was that the anterior inner neck structures were absent, not received with the body.
From our friends at NAACP. Okay, back to you, Kendall Crowns. And hello, I've got an all-star panel. Where are they? Did they lose their voices? Dr. Kendall Crowns, wouldn't it be
Let's hear about the throat area,
important
gang.
for the second medical examiner,
That's what we
second
said.
doctor, to be
We just said that. We said in order for the private autopsy to do a full-on autopsy, man, would they need these pieces that they kept with them? I'm like, I mean, if y'all can't do an autopsy without it, if the autopsy, if those parts of the body is so important to you that you kept them, that lets us know that, that's a big part of the autopsy. So why would y'all send the body off with another medical examiner with Ben Crump and Colin Kaepernick's team without these pieces and not tell them? That makes you wonder, is Ben Crump lying to us? Did they tell him all this? And he said, no, give us the body. Or if he did take the body, if y'all was going to sign a permission slip to give him the body, knowing they were doing a private autopsy for the family, because the family have things they want to know about. They don't trust everybody. They want to do their own autopsy. Shouldn't the family have been, shouldn't his body parts have been sent over to the family? You would think that, his actual family, his mom and dad shouldn't have, it should have been very important, to send those things, to send those pieces over to it, so his family could know what was going on. So I'm just confused on why they would keep certain body parts and send the body off. Or is somebody like what's going on here, man? We need to hear from the guy. This is why it's so important at this time now to hear from the state of Mississippi's medical examiners. This is why it's so important at this point in time, man. The ball is in their court when it comes to this shit, man. The ball is in their court. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody building gang. Shout out to Wiley, man. Said football season been over with. So that's bullshit, man. That ain't no football goddamn injury, man. Smash that like button, gang.
able to look
Smash
at
that like button, y'all.
the anterior neck structure.
Let's get into this shit. We got a lot more to go, y'all. We just not turning up.
From the body.
Rest in
Not
peace,
received
Nolen
with the
Wells.
body.
That's correct. So it would be important, and that's often the problem with second autopsy is structures are kept by the initial medical examiner for further testing or further evaluation. So the second autopsy is often limited by this. So the problem is the neck structures we're talking about, hyoid bone, thyroid cartilage, laryngeal structures, are the structures that are often involved with strangulation. They can be taken by a medical examiner, dissected, evaluated for fractures or injuries or something of that nature, but then they're kept and they are also then further evaluated by a forensic anthropologist who will look for microfractures and things like that to see if there's any trauma whatsoever. And that's probably what's occurring.
I don't like that. I don't like the fact that, after a medical examiner looks at it and they send it off to be examined even more. Well, damn, that the family should need that, right? They trying to figure out if their son has been murdered or not. They feel like it's some fishy business going on. Somebody's lying. Everything is suspicious to the family. And if this was your child, you would feel the same damn way if your child just didn't come home one night, body washes up and shit on the shore. And the friends he went with, nobody there seeing shit. Nobody. You just picture your child being alone in that damn water for 24 hours. And you know what I mean? Nobody seeing shit. You feel like, man, so my baby ain't shit to y'all. My child ain't shit to y'all. Nobody seeing nothing. That's how we will all feel, man. So that's why it's important for the parents. I think, they should have sent these things off with the parents, because I mean, they want an investigation done. At this point in time, I think, of course, I want them to do a full autopsy. I guess they kept that because they want to make sure that, well, and some people ain't gonna agree with that. They want to make sure that there was no foul play. That's what they send it off for. Except for they send it off to get it further examined to find out if there was any strangulation or this or that. So I think the family damn sure that's exactly what they wanted. That's the piece they needed right there to further their investigation on what happened to their son. Yeah, this is Mississippi where they hang niggas by trees. Yeah, this is Mississippi where they hang niggas by trees, man. Where's the rest of that goddamn throat? Smash that like button, man. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. Salute to everybody in the. I know what y'all fans in the chat. Smash that like button.
In this case, is they're doing their due diligence and looking at all those neck structures to rule out the possibility of a strangulation, and they haven't done it yet. And that's why they're still pending. And that's why the second examination can't give you more facts, because they don't have those structures to look at. Hopefully there will be sharing between the two medical examiners so they can both come to the same conclusion at some point. But right now, those structures are being evaluated by someone else and not available for the second autopsy.
I want to talk to you about what you just said. If I see deep reddening of the tissue in the back of the neck, I'm going to quit calling it the occipital, the back of the neck at the lower part of the head. I want to know what happened up here. I want to know, was the hyoid bone, which is very fragile, it's not attached to anything. It's just floating there.
Right.
And often in
you got
manual,
in the back
any
of the
type
head right
of
here.
strangulation or stopping your
You know what I
airflow,
mean?
you'll see that very delicate bone fracture.
You got bruising in the
It's
back of
gone.
the head.
Where is it?
And then
Everybody's got one.
the
So
family
where is
can't
it?
examine the
Also,
throat.
Crump stated that
You're a motherfucking lynching, man. It depends how you put that rope around a nigga neck.
portion of the
It
neck.
depends on how you put that rope around a nigga neck, man. That could be a goddamn lynching. I know some of y'all can say, nah, I'll score a lynching that the neck, the rope will be down further. We don't know how far. We don't know if that motherfucker up here, and I don't know where that rope is at. We that bitch on his goddamn throat. That could be a motherfucking lynching, man. We don't know. That could be a lynching. Depends on how that nigga tight that bitch could be on the back of his head and on his goddamn throat. That could be a motherfucking lynching, my nigga. Smash that like button, man. You know what I mean? Don't count nothing out, gang. We ain't counting nothing out, man. When I say we ain't counting nothing out, I want to hear from everybody, man. I don't care how you feel. If you feel like it's an accident, say that. If you feel like he was murdered, say that. If you feel like the boys are innocent, man, please say that. If you feel like, nah, there's some suspicious shit going on, scope, people are lying, shit looking sketchy, we not hearing the whole truth, then say that. Smash the like button. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. Rock with me, man. Make sure y'all follow me on Instagram, SKO_network, SKO network, gang. SKO_network, man. Follow me on Instagram.
The interior portion of the neck that would correspond with the hemorrhaging in the back is missing. There are two ways to look at this. One is that it's missing because it's been hidden. It's being withheld from the second doctor. Why? The other way to look at it is what you suggested, Kendall Crowns, and that is that I've seen this done. The way that medical examiners and medical related forensic anthropologists do it, they get a tiny cut of that tissue. They put that under a microscope and they look to see if cells have bruising. It's very painstaking. Could they be doing that? I don't know, but it seems to me they would have included that in their notations that these portions of Nolen's body had been withheld for further testing, but we didn't hear anything about that. Straight out to Sam.
I'm not saying she's right or wrong, but the way she's talking, he didn't interrupt her. He didn't cut her off and say, no. Nancy Grace hitting him with some shit it looked like tonight, man. Remember, she been covering murder cases, y'all, from dead for man for forever. Yeah, smash that like button, y'all. Salute to everybody putting game. We got more shit to break down. We got other places to go, man. Smash that like button.
Crouppen joining us, investigative journalist and star of Samson's World. Sam, did you hear anything about water in the lungs?
There we go. Secret Service, Sam.
No, Nancy, I've heard nothing about water in the lungs. And honestly, I've just been sitting here infuriated. that everybody is putting so much pressure on this second autopsy that thankfully Colin Kaepernick paid for. But why are we not putting pressure on Sheriff John Ledbetter? Where is the first autopsy?
Right.
Why have they held it out? There is a video of two nurses who claim to have seen the transport of this body, and they said he was face down. So it's honestly, for me, it's just disgusting to see.
There goes Secret Service Sam on that bullshit, right? When we start to believe in it, man. Ben should did a joint autopsy to ensure they were able to see the whole body instead of trusting the state. How the fuck you gonna send me a body without a neck? Real shit. Shout out to KC Dog, man. Yeah, there you go with that bullshit again, man. Secret Service Sam talking about 2 girls said he was face down. Them 2 girls also said he had been set on fire, man. They said his whole face was burned off. Remember, gang? Them girls said he was on fire. Them two little, one of them had like some big scrubs on, the other one was sitting there. I think they was clout chasing, man. So yeah, Secret Service Sam, that's some shit we threw out. We threw that part out. Because remember, them same girls said his face was on fire. They said his whole face was burned the fuck up. Smash that like button, gang. Yeah, I don't know if we could trust them chicks, man. But either way, salute the Secret Service Sam, man. Keep telling us everything you're seeing, brother.
The lack of understanding, people commenting on how Ben Crump is reading, people saying Ben Crump is a race hustler. Like, he's the person who's responsible for justice for Ahmaud Arbery, who was killed by 3 racist people, and it was covered up.
There we go.
Stacey Turner, the medical examiner, is well known for the death of Trey Reed, ruling it a homicide. She is known for ruling black deaths. She is known. Stacey Turner.
Do I look like a witch stirring a cauldron tonight? I don't really see myself that way. Do not stir the pot, Crouppen, because this is not about politics. This is not what somebody did a long time ago.
Fire Secret Service Sam ass up, man. She done fired Secret Service Sam ass the fuck up, man. That nigga done jumped in the trenches. He didn't know where he was at, man. That's the real Karen right there, man. That's the unapologetic Karen right there, man. Yeah, he didn't know where he was at. She done fired his ass up, man. Look at Secret Service saying he looked like, what the? Nancy Grace said she want to know what really happened to Nolen Wells, man. She said it's a lot of questions that's not answered, especially with this autopsy. But he was saying the things that he thought she wanted him to hear, but not Nancy Grace. She gonna find a way to fuck with everybody, man. If she gonna talk to you, she gotta find a way to disagree with you, man. Smash that like.
In another case, this is about what we are learning tonight. Yes, and my question is, where's the original autopsy? My guess is that they are waiting on the results that Dr. Kilman Crowns just talked about and more. Hey, simmer down. I want to get to the facts of this case. I want to go back to Brian Trasher on that.
Dirty.
Heather, I'm going to get to you in just one moment regarding the tracking of the phone and the Snapchat and all the digital footprint. But to you, Brian, again, let me pull it back up. We are not showing this photo. Do not show it, control room.
Damn.
Brian, again, United Cajun Navy.
I want to hear from this guy real quick.
Search for spotted Nolan's body. Tell me what was seen. Let's see some of that aerial video.
Yeah, so we were flying over the northwest tip of Horn Island after about 2 hours in the air, canvassing a pretty large area, when we noticed some law enforcement boats converging to the northwest tip. We descended, circled around, and saw a number of law enforcement personnel on the beach, and then you could see a body laying at the shoreline. Of course,
that's the video somebody was talking about, but you can't see shit from up here. I know he had to get closer. Tell me this wasn't his view right here.
Zoom lens to go in. We can see that the body matched the description of Nolen Wells.
Yeah, I can. That video we can't.
You know,
I don't see that in his video.
Converging to the northwest tip.
You see Nolen Wells in his video. Point him out.
And saw a number of law enforcement personnel on the beach, and then you could see a body laying at the shoreline. Of course, using a zoom lens to
from the Cajun Navy. Y'all can hear me all the time.
The body matches
my bad, y'all can even hear
Nolen Wells. The whole thing about Ben Crump mentioning that we told the parents he was fully clothed. That's not true. We never told the parents that. He was wearing just the swim trunks that matched the description that in the missing persons report, and it matched the photos that were taken of him that day.
Somebody said they see him.
And that was
You
all
really
he
can't
was,
see him, gang.
That's all he was.
Yeah, you can't see. Even if you zoom in, you can't see him, gang. You can't see him. You know what I mean? You just see a couple of law enforcement. It looked like people are standing around the body at the time that video was being taken. It looked like they all gathered around him. So I don't think he's just laying out by himself. So anybody saying you can see him, I doubt that. It looked like 3 or 4 people might be standing around him, from what it looked like.
Brian, I want to show some video.
Man,
Oh,
it's
there
like
it
the
is.
game.
I hope you can see your monitor. That is from our friends over at TMZ. It's a video that I believe is Nolen Wells. And I can tell you from looking at the aerial photo, I've zoomed in on it.
What?
Those appear to be the same pants that he was wearing when his body was found. His body looks like it just washed up on shore.
Right.
Now,
We'll come back to all this, man. We'll come back to all that. You know what I mean? Yeah. We'll come back to all that. Yeah. You know what I mean? Let's keep it moving, yeah. Let's keep it moving. Because I do want to hear from Warren some more. I see Warren did it with some more of an interview, but I want to see what was, I know Officer Tatum is the one interviewing Warren. Officer Tatum went down to Mississippi. He sat down with the boys. He said he talked to them. He said he got all the proof that these guys are innocent. He's ready to display it to the world. He's putting these interviews out piece by piece. But I want to hear from him during the press conference they did today. During the press conference, I seen where Officer Tatum was speaking on this, and I want to see what he was saying during the press conference. How did he feel about the autopsy results? Because in them videos, with him interviewing Warren, of course, the autopsy ain't came out yet. So I want to see now that the autopsy results have came out. What is Officer Tatum, Brandon Tatum, Stop 6 Tatum? Yeah, he's from the DFW. Yeah, he's from around my way. He's from Charleston White Hood. Yeah, well, it's not Charleston White Hood, but I'm just saying Fort Worth. You know what I mean? Charleston White from Stop 6. But either way, let's hear from Officer Brandon Tatum about the autopsy results.
Some black men would not have been interrogated.
They were.
To the full extent of the law.
They were.
We believe that
of anything filed yet. They have to do toxicology. Why would he say that they determined? There wasn't determination. They're giving an update. Put him on there.
White 18-year-old who was with them.
Shout
And
out
he ended up dead.
dog.
We don't believe that those young black men would not have been interrogated.
They were.
To the full extent of the law.
They were.
We believe that it would not have been a choice whether they were going to cooperate.
So Tatum, who has talked to the boys, is now saying, remember, this is after he talked to them. This was today. He talked to them about a couple of days ago. So today he's saying, after he talked to the boys, Tatum is saying that the boys were interrogated. They weren't just questioned, a few questions, some friendly shit. Tatum is now saying that the boys were, they've been damn near fully investigated. They were interrogated, but did they dump their phones? Did they, what all did they do? We know we got the boat data and all that shit, but what else did they do? We don't know everything about the investigation. Maybe somewhere in these interviews they try to tell us about it. But at this point, Tatum is saying that the boys were interrogated, strongly by the police, by the Ocean Springs police. Is that true? We don't know, gang.
With law enforcement,
Man, that light gang. Salute to everybody building, y'all.
No,
Salute.
they would have been held until they gave answers. They would have been held until they explained the cell phone in their possession. They would have been held until their cell phones have been examined. And so whatever you would do had the
Tatum didn't say shit about that cell phone part. It is. He's saying that, because Ben Crump said if these were black boys, they would have been held until the phones are dumped, until, this and that. But yeah, they phones weren't dumped. Yeah, first he was saying, what crime? Why would the black boys be held if they didn't commit a crime? But, their phones would have been dumped for sure. And don't say, remember, you talked to him, Tatum. So when he said that part that, their phones would have been dumped, you didn't disagree with him, because I don't think them kids' phones have been dumped yet. Even if they questioned him and talked to him, and we don't know if it was an interrogation or not. We don't know what the questioning was that they gave the boys. We don't know how far they went with it. We don't know how long it was. We have no idea. We didn't see it. You know what I mean? Unless some body cam footage or they recorded or something, we will never know. But or they put the transcripts out. But I don't think they dumped the kids' phones at all.
roles being reversed. Let me jump in here. This dude is lying to people again. They initially, when this happened, they all spoke to the police department. Some of them took lie detector tests, which they passed. I think only one didn't, but the rest of them did.
Okay, that don't make sense. Okay, you know what I mean? Why would one not take it? You know what I mean? But I mean, let's keep it moving. So now Officer Tatum is saying that the boys took lie detector tests. And what the fuck did y'all ask on the lie detector? I mean, well, I guess all you got to ask them is, do y'all know what happened to Nolen Wells? Yeah, I mean, that'd be the main question. But now Officer Tatum is saying the boys took lie detector tests. Yeah, they took lie detector tests. All the kids that was with Nolen on that one boat where his phone was left, they all took lie detector tests except for one of them. This is what Officer Tatum is claiming, gang. I'm just trying to see what he said today. I'm trying to see the latest update of what he's talking about.
And we have the story of the one that didn't for the world to see. So,
so Warren did question. So Warren did not take a lot
to the
of
best of your ability.
Okay, so Warren did not take a lot of
with
tests.
Mississippi authorities or Ocean Springs authorities or the Cajun Navy. Have you all talked to them? Do they call you after the initial autopsy? Is it just radio silence from them? Do you have to call them? Can you kind of walk us through that process?
So the last time we actually spoke with
I'm gonna speak through some of this.
He was a good kid according to all the people that I talked to. And y'all turning his stuff into a circus. You turn it into a race hustling ceremony. You go out and parade this autopsy knowing that there's limitations to the autopsy because you've done it 1,000 times. But you put it out in the public to make it seem like something nefarious. From the very beginning, not one person can say that the law enforcement agency is not investigating this. They interviewed all these boys. They gave an equivalent of a lie detector test to, I think, all of them but one. All the videos have been sent to the police.
They said, I think.
They're doing an autopsy. They seem that they're investigating the neck. They're doing their part. There is no indication outside of them being white that they're going to somehow do this boy wrong. You don't jump the gun and make mention of impropriety before you have any evidence of impropriety. And Nolen Wells' mother and father have not spoken to these boys or their attorneys to get the other side of this. They told me that many of them couldn't go to the funeral because they had all those death threats. With them claiming that these white boys did it, you think they can go to that funeral? Come on.
Of course they didn't go to the funeral. You know what I mean? I'm sure they would invite it. It is. Shout out to Lynn Manning. Salute to Lynn Manning. Yeah, Tatum is saying that, hey, these boys are completely innocent. On top of that, they didn't get a chance to go to the funeral service. They didn't even get a chance to say goodbye to Nolen, and they're innocent. That's what Tatum is claiming. Tatum is claiming, as of right now, nobody have any physical evidence against these boys whatsoever. Nothing at all. Nothing. I mean, zero. Can't say that. You know what I mean? All you saying is that, yeah, Nolen, this and that happened to him, but he was on a beach full of people. An island full of people everywhere. His friends say that, Nolen did not want to get back on the boat with them. They said, come on, Nolen. He said, no, I'm staying behind. And Officer Tatum said, that's all people got right now. There's no physical evidence that these boys did anything to Nolen. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Salute.
Oh, man. Like let's be honest. And then they're punitive against them because they didn't go. Well, I was with them on the day of the funeral. They wanted to go. They were sad that they couldn't go. But they can't because these black people can't honor a young brother without making it about race.
So he's saying the boys were sad they couldn't go to the funeral. He's saying they was all sitting around sad, man. They was, they was hurt about it. He's saying Nolen friends who are being accused right now of his murder. He's saying on the day of the funeral service, he was there with them and they was sad as hell. They was all tore up about not being able to go. Do y'all believe what Brandon Tatum is telling y'all, gang? Because I want to hear from y'all know how we do it over here. I want to hear from everybody. Y'all want to hear from people that believe there was a murder, and I want to hear from people who believe it wasn't. Yeah, we are unbiased over here. I want to hear from everybody to see, what sounds legit, what don't, what's this, what's that. We running through TikTokers and bloggers. We looking at everything being said around the world in the media right now. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the building, gang.
The cell phone thing. This has already been explained to the police department. But if Benjamin Crump and all these other people would talk to the family, then they'll have an explanation and quit saying, we don't know what happened.
So he's saying that Nolen Wells' parents will not speak to the boys. He's saying Nolen Wells' parents will not speak to the boys. How do y'all feel about that, gang? He's saying, Officer Tatum is saying that Nolen Wells' parents will not speak to the boys. Ben Crump will not reach out to Ashley Cole, the judge. You know what I mean? Who people are saying, you know, who we seen online, she reached out to Ben Crump. Shout out to Lou, man. Shout out to Sassy TV, man. Said, jump the gun. The sheriff said no foul play. That's real shit. Shout out to Sassy TV. She's saying, how did people jump the gun when the sheriff came out and said no foul play? Smash that like button, man. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Shout out to Lou and Sassy TV, man. Salute, gang. Salute. But they saying that, you know, Ben Crump has not even reached out to the parents. Basically, he's saying if they want to sit down and talk to the boys, just like he did, Ben Crump and the parents could have easily got in contact with Ashley Cole, the mom of Warren, and they could have went around and sat down and talked to her and all the boys. This is what Brandon Tatum is saying, gang. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. Salute to my guy, F.O. Dread, man. Salute, gang. Salute, fam. Salute to everybody rocking with me, gang. Salute, gang. Shout out to AR1, man. Salute, gang. Let's get back into this real quick.
Gave a statement to the cops and y'all don't go talk to him. I had to go talk to him. If you believe the explanation or not, you'll have an explanation. But Benjamin Crump don't want an explanation. They don't want to hear the other side because then it will challenge their theology and their grift. The boys had a very robust explanation of why his phone was on the boat. His keys were at the house with the car. You know, and he brought up those other situations. They go, oh, well, the kids, they threw his phone into the... So you telling me that they throw the boy phone and clothes out in an attempt to cover the situation up. But you telling me that these boys murdered him and didn't get rid of the evidence. He's fully clothed, and they had a cell phone that they turned over to his mama. I mean, I'm just saying, put things together. If they killed the man, they throw his phone in the Gulf of America, never to be found.
Do y'all believe that? Do y'all believe that? Tatum is saying if they killed him, why would they hold on to his cell phone? Some people say they don't think they knew they had the cell phone. The other day I said, well, if you want to make it look like somebody drowned, the best thing to do is keep their phone on the boat. Who would go swimming with their phone in their pocket? That would make it make more sense. We don't know though right now. I mean, as of right now, the cause of death is still undetermined. You know what I mean? Far as you know how he even died, but let me see. Easy Hood said they killed him, pushed him off the boat. Too much movement after the fact. That boat killed me. That boat kept going too many places. Something looks suspicious about the movement of the boat. We've seen the boat data. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the building, y'all. Smash that like button if you rocking with me, gang.
On a 30-minute boat ride.
Right.
From the dock that they left on to Horn Island. If you fall off the boat out there, you gone.
Absolutely.
They'll never find you.
Well, and they were talking about the riptides.
They'll never find you.
They were like, even the strongest swimmers get sucked into these riptides. How many times did someone say people drown out here all the time?
They said it happens all the time. It's several people every year drown
drunk
at Horn Island.
Drunk or not drunk.
Right.
Yes.
Do y'all believe that?
Why? I'm going to tell y'all this.
You're going to hear from Warren in 1 second, gang.
Troublesome to me.
We're going to hear from Warren in 1 second.
Conclusion that Nolen was murdered.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want the truth. They want somebody arrested for murder. They not accepting the fact that he could have just drowned.
Right.
He out there getting drunk. They drinking. He could have went off the edge, went underwater, passed out, drowned, died. Nobody saw him. There's so many boats and stuff out there. He
passed out. I don't know about that, Tatum. He went underwater and just passed out. I don't know about that, bro. You gotta come with something better than that, man. You gotta come with something better than that, gang. Let's hear from, because I haven't watched this yet at all, gang. Let's hear some more from Warren, man. This time we out here on Horn Island, man. Let me light this gas up, man. Tatum went to Mississippi, man. The day of the funeral service, he was out there, and he talked to Warren, man. The judge's son. And let's go to Horn Island. This is Horn Island right here, gang. This is Warren and Officer Tatum for part 2. We watched part 1 yesterday, gang. Part 2 is right here on Horn Island. They there. Let's see what's going. Let's see what Warren got to say, man. Because Tatum don't believe this, man. Tatum is saying that people are accusing these boys of something and they have no physical evidence. These boys love Warren. He said, hell, they went to Warren, kicked it with them on a boat last 4th of July, man. They've been doing shit like this. They've been riding the boats. He said, well, all of a sudden they just killed him out of nowhere. He said, it doesn't make no damn sense. What do y'all believe, gang? Because we see the autopsy came out and that just raised more red flags, to be honest, gang, especially with the state of Mississippi. Yeah, I mean, I know that shit raised more red flags for everybody just about. Let's hear from Warren, gang. Smash that like button. Let's see what Warren got to say, man. This is part 2, gang. Smash that like button.
I'm sitting waist deep in water, and all my friends are. Everybody's leaving their phone on a boat. I open the back hatch, and there's water up to the batteries. And that is obviously not good. Nolen decided to stay on the island with the girl that he was with. And the girl is a witness to that too.
Yeah. We're
He's saying, you hear that? Yo, you heard that? He's saying that, yeah, I mean, he's saying if Katie came out and said that Warren said no, he was going to get back on the boat with his friend, he's saying Katie is a motherfucking liar. Yeah, Warren is saying Katie is a liar, fam. Smash that like button, man. Everybody, this is the investigation. A lot of people feel like the murder investigation into Nolen Wells after this autopsy report. Well, this is Warren, y'all, the judge's son, one of the boys last with Nolen when who showed up to the island with Nolen, I want to say. And he's saying that Nolen said, no, I'm not getting back on the boat. I'm staying here with Katie. You know what I mean? So they still sticking to that, man. They saying Nolen said he was staying behind with Katie. Shout out to KC Dog. Why the boys talking to you publicly now? But the parents of your friend, when it first happened, of course, they don't want to talk to you now. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody, Bitter man. Shout out to KC Dog. Let's get into this, man. Let's see what Warren is talking about, because Warren just called Katie a goddamn liar. Smash that like button, gang. Yeah, Warren just said Katie is lying if she's saying that he wasn't with her last. Man, smash that like button, gang. What do you believe in at this point, gang? What do y'all believe?
Stay on the island with the girl that he was with. And the girl is a witness to that too.
Yeah. We're in Mississippi right now. We're getting ready to recount the exact path that the boys took, also with Nolen Wells, from where they docked the boat at all the way out to Horn Island and back. The boys are going to explain to me exactly what went on, how many people were there, how many boats were taken out, which I think the world is going to be completely dumbfounded when they realize what the truth really is, because the lies have been pervasive. So we're right here where Nolen left on the boat, and you'll find out how many people were there, how many boats, and then we're going to take that same path out. I'm going to go look at Horn Island and see exactly where they could have been to get a perspective that the media.
So he's there in Mississippi, gang. He's there to talk to the boys. He's there. He's in the building. He said he's finna prove everything, man. Not on this one episode, I'm guessing, but he's saying that over time, he's finna show y'all, he's finna show the world that these young men are innocent. They had nothing but love for Nolen, and they did not have anything to do with his death.
Don't even care to try to do. And then we're going to take the trek back, and we're going to find out exactly what happened to Nolen. This is the reason why I'm here, man. I want you guys to have a voice. I want you guys to be able to speak out and show what the truth really is, and then let the world decide. I just don't want you guys to end up in a situation where your story never gets heard. Right here is where Nolen and probably 20 other kids got on the boat. So it's not just Nolen and 3 other kids. That was a lie. That was a myth. I'm going to prove that. Right here is where the kids were docking, and we're going to show you a video that coincided. I'm going to walk at the exact angle that the video is being broadcast from, so you know that I'm exactly where I say I am. But the boys were here. Tons of people you'll see on the video is getting onto the boat, and they took 3 boats out. It wasn't just one. It wasn't just Nolen and 4 boys.
Nolen, right?
It was a multitude of people on several different boats, and some of the boys that they're accusing wasn't even on the boat. That Nolen
right there. Nice.
Let me show you from the vantage point where I have the video.
I'm trying to see, was that Nolen
boys,
in the video?
It was a multitude of people on several different, and 4 boys. It was took 3 boats out. It wasn't just one. It wasn't just Nolen.
I'm not for sure.
And 4 boys. It was a multitude of people on several different boats. And some of the boys that they're accusing wasn't even on the boat that Nolen was on.
I think that
Let me
is.
show you
I think
from
that
the
is
vantage point where I have the video to prove that I'm here where I say I am. And so right now, here's the angle that you're going to see on the footage. It's just from probably that boat to, maybe about 30, 40 feet here to the right. And this is where the video is showing how many people were actually out there, actually getting on the boats. So therefore, it debunks very clearly
Nolen, and we can see Nolen,
that it was only Nolen and 4 boys.
We don't see Nolen in the
Horn
video.
Island.
I don't know if that's Nolen or not. And now I see another white boy with some blue trunks, so maybe that was him. Oh, Tatum went up there and kicked it. Oh, Tatum went up there and kicked it.
All right, you guys. Sorry about the sunglasses.
Give me 1 second, gang. Smash that like button, gang. Smash that like button, man. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Yeah, y'all. We didn't see Nolen Wells in that video, though, right? We got to see Nolen to know that that's that day right there. That's that. I mean, I need to see Nolen in that video. How y'all feel about that? He just showed us some video footage of the kids getting on the boat that day, and he showed us that he was there and shit. But none of that meant shit if we didn't see Nolen on the video. How do we know? How do we know that? We don't. Yeah, how do we know that Nolen was there at that place on that day? Not that really matters, him getting on the boat, I guess, in the beginning. But I guess he's trying to show us that it was a lot of kids there, not just Nolen. He's trying to show y'all there was a lot of kids there. It wasn't just Nolen and 3 people get on the boat riding Horn Island. It was like, damn it, 20 kids all going to Horn Island. They all showed up together on 3 different boats, he said. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the video. This is your boy, Officer Tatum, y'all. He's at Horn Island with the boys.
Bright out here, and I never wear sunglasses, but we're at Horn Island and almost the exact same position where the boys were, where Nolen was. So if you look out right here, just so you guys can get a perspective, you have the Horn Island here. But I want you guys to put this in your mind what this was like on that day. You have boats 2, 3, 4 deep from way down there where you can see all the way through here. You have thousands of people on this island. Probably 2,000 people. So this wasn't some abandoned, secluded island where nobody's at. Obviously, this is a Monday, and there's a few people on the backside of the island, not a lot of people here. But on 4th of July, this is a celebration. And so this wasn't a small place where 4 boys took their black friend and dropped him off and never seen him again. This place was flooded with people. Tons of people, multiple boats, multiple friend groups. I mean, everybody's here having a good time.
Hold on.
And then the boat gets towed out.
I missed a little bit. I missed a little bit. Running back a little bit. I missed a little bit.
Almost the exact same position where the boys were, where Nolen was. So if you look out right here,
smash that like button. Salute to everybody bidding, y'all.
You have the Horn Island here.
This is Officer Tatum, y'all, on Horn Island, trying to prove the boys' innocence. He's saying these boys are innocent. They have nothing to do with Nolen Wells' death. And on top of that, Nolen Wells was not just with them. He was with them and maybe 15 more people, 20 more goddamn people. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the building, gang.
But I want you guys to put this in your mind what this was like on that day. You have boats 2, 3, 4 deep from way down there where you can see all the way through here. You have thousands of people on this island, probably 2,000 people. So this wasn't some abandoned, secluded island where nobody's at. Obviously, this is a Monday, and there's a few people on the backside of the island, not a lot of people here. But on 4th of July, this is a celebration. And so this wasn't a small place where 4 boys took their black friend and dropped him off and never seen him again. This place was flooded with people. Tons of people, multiple boats, multiple friend groups. I mean, everybody's here having a good time. And then the boat gets towed out because it was getting ready to sink. And so, and for what I was told, they told Nolen, get on the boat, man, get on the boat, get on the freaking boat. And he decided, because he's an adult, that he was going to stay behind. And all the boys that they've been accusing, and they saying it had something to do with his death, they were all gone at 4:30. They were all gone.
So he's saying they showed up with 3 boatloads of people, gang. And by 4:30, they all were gone. They came together. They left together. They had 3 different boats. They was telling Nolen, come on, bro. I guess it didn't matter which boat he jumped on. Come on, fam. We all get ready to leave. They saying Nolen, who he says is a grown man, chose to stay behind. So like I said, we just want to know who the hell was Nolen going to ride back with. That's very important. Because if Nolen said he was going to stay behind, then it got to be somebody who knew, oh, yeah, he going to ride back with us. Can that person please stand up? Yeah. Can that motherfucker please stand up? Whoever Nolen Wells is gonna ride back with, because if it's 3 boatloads of friends, and you tell all them, no, y'all all go back, all y'all, man, everybody go back. I'm good, fam. I'm you damn sure gonna tell them who you're riding with. You done already told your ride. Why isn't that person standing up saying, nah, bro, Nolen did choose to stay behind. He was supposed to get on my boat. Yeah, where is that person at, gang? Who gonna stand up and say Nolen was getting on my boat? He was coming back with us. I know damn well Nolen Wells ain't sent 3 boats away to not check in with somebody else and say, hey, is it okay if I ride back with y'all? Or I'm gonna jump in with y'all. And he don't got his cell phone either. Without your phone, your people gone. You damn sure wanna go. You know what I mean? Go let somebody know if you stayed behind. So where is the person who Nolen was supposed to ride back with? Who is this person? Does this person exist? Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. Smash that like button, man. Smash that like button, gang.
On the boat, get on the freaking boat. And he decided, because he's an adult, that he was going to stay behind. And all the boys that they've been accusing, and they saying it had something to do with his death,
Adriana,
they were all gone at 4:30. They were all gone. And they told Nolen to get on the boat. He did.
Adrian's parrot, my bad.
And then there was a report of somebody seeing Nolen around 6:30-ish. And so for them to come out and claim these lies, won't take the time to come to Horn Island, won't take the trip out here to figure out what happened, won't talk to anybody, pushing an agenda is wrong. And that's the reason why I came out here. I wanted to see for myself, what did this look like? What could have happened? You know, does the stories line up based on what I've seen and what I've heard from people that live here that were involved in this situation? This is where the lie started. People were putting out on social media, knowing that they're lying, that this is what it was like on a day that Nolen and his friends came out here to Horn Island. And if it was 4 or 5 people and they came out here and Nolen was with them and maybe it was a few people out here like it is today and Nolen came up missing, then maybe it would be suspicious. But they didn't take the time to give context to the people because they're evil and they're liars. So if it was like that right now, when the situation happened, I can see how people had a concern. But you got to replay this moment with thousands of people here. If anything would have happened directly involving Nolen and his friends, you can't tell me that thousands of people wouldn't have seen anything happen. And so that's pretty much why I want to come here and show you guys. This is what they want you to believe it was like on that day, which is a lie. They want you to believe they came to a secluded island, just 4 of them, and then Nolen is left behind. And then
nobody ever said that, bro. I mean, this nigga's tripping, bro. No, now I think maybe people might have thought that maybe it was just 4 of them, and you're saying now there was 20 of them, or the boy Warren is saying that, but nobody thought they was on a fucking secluded island. We all understood that it was boats out there. It was 4th of July. It was a goddamn, party in the water. We get that. What is this nigga talking about, bro? What the fuck is this nigga talking about, bro? Like, it's some things I see what you're saying. I'm okay. If that's how you look at it, okay, cool. But what is he talking about? We never thought he was on a secluded island with just him and 4 boys by themselves. If we would have thought that Nolen was on that island with just him and 4 boys, but him and 3 other boys by themselves on a big ass island, we would have thought that shit. Gay. Nobody ever said that. So I don't know. I'm trying to understand where Tatum's getting that from. Nobody thought that this was the look right here. You showing us this to show us what, nigga? Nobody thought this, Tatum. We knew it was 4th of July. We knew it was a party going on, bro. We understood that.
Bodies washed up on shore, and nobody knows what happened. Nobody could have seen what happened but the boys. It's a flat out lie. Is there anything that you want to say, you want people to know about this whole experience?
Okay, here's Warren.
Yeah,
Here is Warren.
From someone's not from here, it's kind of hard to understand, where the island drops off and how the island works. But, there's plenty of people out here, especially on the 4th of July. This is where people come out to celebrate. And, if you fill the water, you can see right here, Brandon, where it drops off. You can see literally where it drops off. So, it goes from about waist deep water right there to neck deep. And then it drops from neck deep all the way to like 17, 20 foot. We weren't even a quarter mile out the island. And when we were leaving, and it was 30 foot of water.
Yeah.
So, if we're walking towards the east right now, but if you walk down to the west, that's where the west tip of the island is. And that's where the current picks up very, very bad.
People talk about the phone situation. I want to, because the way you articulate it, I just walked in the water with my pants. They're wet. And you can tell right away that if you're hanging out in the water, it doesn't appear, in my opinion, that you would have your phone on you. Is that typical for people to have their phones, or?
No, people come out here.
Hey, look, let's not get lost, gang. They said the last time they seen him was at 3 o'clock. They didn't leave. The 3 boats didn't depart from Horn Island till what? Till 4:30. So everybody want to know, how did he leave his phone on the boat for a whole hour and a half if he was riding with somebody else? Do y'all think that it's true what Nolen Wells' friend of the 70s, other friends said when he said Nolen Wells was hammered, he was drunk than a bitch? Do y'all think maybe Nolen Wells was so drunk that he just forgot where the fuck he left his phone at? Or do y'all think that's some bullshit? Because yeah. We get it, gang. We get it. We understand this. It's things that gotta make sense, man. Officer Tatum is not asking the right questions. If y'all last seen him at 3 o'clock and y'all didn't leave at 4:30, you know what I mean? Like, you mean to tell me that whole time he never came to get his phone? He never asked anybody, but he never came back to the boat within an hour and a half. Y'all never seen him again. Nobody on that island seen him again. You mean to tell me not one person? That's why we got to hear from the Mississippi or the Ocean Springs or the Horn Island. We got to hear from the police, man. We need to hear from y'all. We need press conferences and shit. Did anybody on the island see Nolen Wells after 3 o'clock? He's okay. This is Warren. Y'all. This is the son of the judge. He's finna explain the whole phone situation.
Talk about the phone situation. I want to, because the way you articulated, I just walked in the water with my pants. They're wet. And you can tell right away that if you're hanging out in the water, it doesn't appear, in my opinion, that you would have your phone on you. Is that typical for people to have their phones, or?
No, I mean, people come out here, especially on the 4th and, Memorial Day, days like that, they come out here to celebrate, and people get on the water to be off their phones, first off. Second off, if I'm sitting waist deep in water and all my friends are, everybody's leaving their phone on a boat, in a lake, if you're sitting on a pond, if no one's getting out of the water with their phone in their hand, unless, it's to take a quick picture. But most of the pictures taken on the 4th of July were on the boat.
Yeah.
I mean, and, salt water, if you drop your phone in salt water, most of the time you're not going to get it back. Yeah. I mean, especially the water's murky right now because there's been a lot of rain. You can't see, the visibility isn't good. The water isn't clear like it was last year around this time. And, no one has their phone though, usually. I mean, unless you're crazy, I'm not walking around with my phone in my hand. They've been walking around Horn Island, How
many people left the phone on the boat? Was it just his phone when y'all left, or other people have phones on the boat?
Absolutely not. Like, there was at least, I rode out here on a different boat, like I told you, and I grabbed my phone when I left the Palm Beach to get on the boat with Triton. To get on the boat with Wyatt because we were having, boat issues. And when I got on the boat, there was phones everywhere on the console. Everywhere. There was everybody's phone that was sitting around the boat was on the console. Like, we had phones that we didn't even know whose they were, and people just leave their phone, especially when people are drinking and, they're not in the right state of mind. A lot of people are like, oh, I'll just leave my phone and I'll get it later, and that's the way it is around here. You don't take your phone and walk around the island. There's plenty of phones on the boat.
Let me see something.
With Triton. To get on the boat with Wyatt because we were walking around with my phone in my hand. They've been walking around.
Tell me, who is the judge's son, Wyatt or Warren? Is the judge's son Wyatt or Warren? It's Wyatt, I'm thinking, right? Is it? I think I've been saying it was Warren the whole time. Who is the judge's son, y'all? One more time for the gang. It's I be getting these little white boys' names, just them two. Who is the judge's son, Wyatt? Talk to me in the chat, gang. So Warren is the judge's son. What? Some of y'all saying Wyatt, some of y'all saying Warren. Okay, Toy's saying Warren. Okay, I can't believe his mom. I can't believe his mom let him do this. This interview. Only because his mom is the stepmom of the judge. That's the only reason I'm saying that. I know it's not his real mom, but listen to his story about Raven. What are you trying to tell me in the chat? You say he slipped up and said what? Listen to him closely, man. Does Warren slip up while describing the phone and the boat situation? Break it down. Salute to everybody building gang.
Water with their phone in their hand, unless, and people get on the water to be off their phones, first off. Second off, if I'm sitting waist deep in water and all my friends are, everybody's leaving their phone on a boat, in a lake, if you're sitting on a pond, if no one's getting out of the water with their phone in their hand, unless, it's to take a quick picture. But most of the pictures taken on the 4th of July were on the boat. Yeah. Salt water, if you drop your phone in salt water, most of the time you're not going to get it back. Yeah. Especially the water's murky right now because there's been a lot of rain. You can't see, the visibility isn't good. The water isn't clear like it was last year around this time. And, no one has their phone though, usually. Unless you're crazy, I'm not walking around with my phone in my hand. They've been walking around Horn Island, How
many people left the phone on the boat? Was it just his phone when y'all left, or other people have phones on the boat?
Absolutely not. Like, there was at least, I rode out here on a different boat, like I told you, and I grabbed my boat. I grabbed my phone when I left the Palm Beach to get on the boat with Triton. To get on the boat with Wyatt because we were having, boat issues. And when I got on the boat, there was phones everywhere on the console. Everywhere. There was everybody's phone that was sitting around the boat was on the console.
He said he grabbed his phone. It's not. He said he grabbed his own phone. He said, I think he
on the boat with Triton. To get on the boat with Wyatt.
So he said he grabbed his own
Absolutely
phone.
not.
Hold on,
There was at least. Well, I rode out here on a different boat, like I told you, and I grabbed my boat. I grabbed my phone when I left the Palm Beach to get on the boat with Triton. To get on the boat with Wyatt because we were having, boat issues. And when I got on the boat, there was phones everywhere on the console. Everywhere. There was everybody's phone that was sitting around the boat was on the console. We had phones that we didn't even know whose they were, you know, and people just leave their phone, especially when people are drinking and, they're not in the right state of mind. A lot of people are like, oh, I'll just leave my phone and I'll get it later, and that's the way it is around here. You don't take your phone and walk around the island. There's plenty of phones on the boat and, spread out between the 3 boats that we had. And we had 20 plus people on the spread between our 3 boats. So of course, everybody's phone was on the boat. I never saw someone in the water that day sitting with their phone in their hand, scrolling on anything or even taking pictures in the water. Yeah, someone might hop out the boat. A lot of girls like to take pictures, in the water. And so do guys, but, girls want to take pictures in the water. Half a second, you might hop out the boat and be like, oh, I'm snapping this picture of myself or of someone else. But as soon as I get back in the boat, I'm putting my phone up and I'm getting back in the water and I'm hanging out with my friends.
Yeah, that's just common sense, man. And describe to me what the day was like. I saw a video online. How hectic was it out here? Right now it's barren. There's not a lot of people out here, but clearly that's not what it was on the 4th of July. So how dense was it with people here?
Well, you look at all the videos, that are spread out online, and a lot of them, you can't believe what you see all the time online. You know that better than anybody, but there was boats lined up all the way down the island, and there was rows. There was a first row, there's a second row. We were in the 3rd row where it drops off, and then there was even boats in front of us, and this went all the way down towards the east end of the island, and then there was people on the east tip, and we're on the north side now, but there was people on the south side too, lined up all the way down. And if you talk to anybody on the coast about this, they know that. 4th of July, this is the hot spot. This is where people want to be. This is where people want to come out, hang out with their family and friends. And
people say that you guys just left Nolen behind. I've seen reports of people saying that you just left him. I see reports of people saying that you asked him to get on the boat. You told him to get on the boat. He didn't. What's the truth in that?
Well, Wyatt was having boat issues and the bilge wouldn't pump. So the bilge is basically a pump that releases water from your boat when water comes in. So I opened the back hatch and there's water up to the batteries. And that is obviously not good. There's water almost coming over the transom, which is where your motors sit and which is by the stern, like in the back part of the boat. So obviously we were in emergency. The boat, we're trying to save the boat. It's not like we didn't ask Nolen or we just left Nolen. Nolen decided to stay on the island with the girl that he was with. And the girl is a witness to that too.
Yeah. I'm glad you cleared that up because I think it's important for people to have the context of what it was on that day, what happened, what didn't happen.
Why
the bilge wouldn't pump. So the bilge is basically a pump that releases water from your.
So was he on the boat?
Just left Nolen behind. I've seen reports of people saying that you just left him. I see reports of people saying that you asked him to get on the boat. Told him to get on the boat. He didn't. What's the truth in that?
Well, Wyatt was having boat issues and the bilge wouldn't pump. So the bilge is basically
so Wyatt was having boat issues
that releases water from your.
I don't think it's the boat he's riding. I think it's Wyatt's boat that's having pump issues. Smash that light button, gang.
When water comes in. So I opened the back hatch and there's water up to the batteries. And that is obviously not good. There's water almost coming over the transom, which is where your motors sit and which is by the stern, like in the back part of the boat. So obviously we were in emergency. The boat,
guys, butterfly.
We're trying to save the boat. It's not like we didn't ask Nolen or we just left Nolen. Nolen decided to stay on the island with the girl that he was with, and the girl is a witness to that too.
Yeah. I'm glad you cleared that up because
he's saying the girl he was with. He's saying the girl he was with, man. He said this white boy apparently knows this island and probably better than Nolen. Hid in plain sight. Shout out to T Dodge, man. Something I got T Dodge, man. He's putting Nolen with Katie, man. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. He's saying Katie is the witness. Like, he basically just said, look, man, he wanted to stay behind. Let's just say it in terms we understand, gang. Yeah, I know we understand all terms. Let's break it down. Let me say how I would say it. I would have said it. Nolen wanted to stay behind with that little freak bitch Katie, man. And he was fucking with Katie, and she a witness. I don't know why Katie acting like a money Maya, bitch. You witness. You know what's going on. You did. He just put it all on Katie. Like, man, look, last time we seen him, y'all asking us and shit like that. You're talking about us. But the last time I seen Nolen, he was with Katie. Why are y'all sweating us? Go check the bitch, man. Like, yeah, come on, man. What are y'all doing? That's what it sound like. It sound like Warren just threw everything on Katie. Like, man, she know for a fact what I'm talking about. She know.
So, obviously, we were in emergency. The boat.
What it sound like he's saying.
We're trying to save the boat. It's not like we didn't ask Nolen or we just left.
Put it all on Katie, man.
Decided to stay on the island with the girl that he was with, and the girl is a witness to that too.
Yeah. I'm glad you cleared that up because I think it's important for people to have the context of like what it was on that day, what happened, what didn't happen, and the beauty of all of this is that you guys have evidence to prove that. Of course, you asked Nolen to come on and different things like that. So, but anyway, man, I appreciate you.
Where's that evidence?
Give me a rundown of
where's the evidence that they told Nolen to come. I want to see that they can show us. Yeah, we know about the talking. You know what I mean? And Susan Tatum for going out there doing his thing, getting an interview, or whatever, going out there. But yeah, show us this. He's talking about I got evidence that y'all told Nolen to come on. I mean, you got a video or something. Yeah, that got to be the only way you can prove that shit is in a video. So shit, drop the video, Tatum. I mean, put it on your YouTube channel. He said, I have proof that I will show y'all that they told Nolen to come with them. Come on, we leaving. Come on, bro. How else could he prove that unless he had a video of the shit happen? Unless he got a video at Horn Island of them getting on the boat leaving. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. Do y'all believe Warren, gang? Warren took Tatum to Horn Island. He's saying, they was out there with Nolen. He said we was all drinking. Nobody had their phone in the water. You know what I mean? Nolen was, I guess he's saying Nolen was in the water, of course. Nolen must have been swimming around in the water. Because for him to say Nolen didn't have his phone, that means, everybody kind of threw their phones on the boat and went on about their business. But he said if you wasn't in the boat, you would probably have your phone in your hand. You know what I mean? Taking photos, doing something. Nolen's mom said he was always on Snapchat. She also said his Snapchat was fully deleted. But you know what I mean? So I guess he's saying that Nolen was in the water most of the time. Nolen was chit-chatting, everybody in the water, everybody jumping from boat to boat. But Nolen left his phone in the boat, and they said, "Are you coming?" And Nolen said, "Nah, I'm not coming, man. I'm staying here." He was with Katie. He said he was hanging out with Katie. They dip off, and we just going over Warren's story, gang, because this is his story now. We've been asking for the longest. What did Warren say? For the longest, we've been asking ourselves, what did Warren say, or what did Wyatt, like, what are the boys' story? So now we can see that Warren is fully putting his thing on Katie when it comes to who was last with Nolen, as far as he knows. Yeah, as far as he knows. He's saying that Nolen did not get on the boat. He wanted to stay behind. He had been drinking. He wanted to stay there with Katie. And he says even Katie's a witness to this. She knows this. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody building game. What do y'all believe, man? Do y'all believe Warren? Do this kid got a reason to lie? Do y'all think he killed him? Do y'all think Warren knows who did if he didn't? Do y'all think Warren is a murderer or one of his friends is? He's trying to cover something up. Talk to me, gang.
What it was like on that day.
Right.
And hopefully people can understand what the truth is and make their own decision on facts.
Right. I mean, based off people, there's not a lot of people that are from the Mississippi Gulf Coast that don't understand Horn Island and don't understand the way boating works. And, boating is a tight-knit community. I like to fish a lot, and, there's, everybody, a lot of people know a lot of people. Everybody knows everybody. I know a lot of fishermen on the Gulf Coast. They know me and my buddies because we like to go in the water all the time. I mean, that's what we do in the summer. And, I mean, a lot of people from the Gulf Coast know the truth behind, you don't take your phone out the boat. The little facts. It's a difficult subject. This Horn Islands, like 11 miles long, you know, not to be exact, but around 11 miles long. It's not like this is a sliver of an island. It's a quarter mile. It's like a sandbar. No, this goes on to, even if we came around this corner right here, Brandon, we couldn't even see the end of the island.
Oh, really?
It's that long.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
I thought that was the end right there.
No. I mean, it goes all the way down there. And I mean, it's a big island. There's a lot of people out here. And I mean, that's the truth. That's the way it was.
All right.
I thought that was the end.
All right. You know what I mean? There goes Warren, man. How y'all feel, man? Do y'all think the kid got a reason to lie, man? Does he come off like a liar? Does he come off like somebody with something to hide? I mean, if he's lying, he's doing a good job of it, man. He don't seem to be nervous at all. He don't seem to be stuttering about anything or not for sure of things. He's telling the story like that. Some of y'all are saying, Sko, his stepmom is a goddamn judge, man. He's been coached. This has been rehearsed. Stop it, fam. Come on, Sko. Come on, Sko. Come on, bro. They done had 2 weeks to think about this shit, man. Today's what, the 23rd, the 20th? This interview was done with a problem on the 20th, the 21st. Bro, they done had about 2 weeks and some change to think about everything they need to say, man. Let me hear from my guy, King Mike. Let me hear from King Mike right now. King Mike said basically what he's saying is people are talking about a culture they have no idea about. Okay. He's talking about as far as the boating life. He's saying as far as how, boaters do things. He's saying y'all niggas don't know about boats. You niggas in this shit ain't got no motherfucking boat. You niggas don't even get in the water like that for real. Stop the bullshit. King Mike said none of you niggas in here got a boat. You niggas don't go boating. Put a 1 in the chat if you get a boat, man. Smash that like button, gang. Drop a 1 in my chat right now if you get a boat, man. I'm not saying that, King Mike saying nobody don't got boats in here. I'm just saying, if you know something about boating and you go out boating, drop a 1 in the chat if you get a boat. Be honest with me too, gang. If you got a boat, drop a 1 in the chat if you have a boat. Drop a 1 in the chat if you got a boat, man. Put Rod Davis in timeout, man. Get Rod Davis over the timeout real quick, y'all. Get 1 of 88 to timeout, nigga. You ain't got no boat. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to you. Don't start lying to me now, gang. Yeah, get Rod Davis over the timeout, nigga. You don't own a boat. Smash that like button, man. My dad has a boat. Okay, shout out to True Virgo. Okay. Shout out to everybody on something about boating. You know what I mean? Y'all go out, y'all take boats with you and shit. Big ass. I got 2 jet skis. Okay, salute, gang. Salute. Yeah, salute. Somebody said, how do you know? Man, that nigga broke. That's why I know. That nigga is broke. That's why I know. Smash that life. That nigga don't got a dime to his name. Nigga ain't never put up color in his chat, a cash app, Nathan. That nigga ain't got a boat. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Well, like I said, Warren has been, he talking, gang. We want to hear him talk. We can't get nowhere if nobody don't say anything, man. So, you know what I mean? Like I said, you got to let him talk. We can't get anywhere yet. We can't get nowhere. Chat, chill out, chat. Chill out. We can't get nowhere if we don't hear from these guys, man. So shout out to Tatum for going out there talking to these boys because we got to get somebody to get them to talk. We don't care what they say. We just want to hear them talk. If they lying, we'll break it down. If they telling the truth, then that shall come out later on. Because right now, we still don't know how Nolen died. Everything is still under investigation. This whole thing has been handed over to the DA's office. We haven't heard about the cell phone data yet. It's a lot of things we still haven't heard about yet. We don't even know how the boy died yet still. As far as Ben Crump autopsy went, the death was, undetermined. So, you know what I mean? So, yeah, they could not tell us how the boy passed away. Yeah, man. This I feel like every day is getting worse and worse as far as this investigation. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Every day is like it's some new shit added. It's this every day. Yeah, every single day is something new, man. Every day you got the sheriff who we spoke with earlier, man. We seen the sheriff earlier. The sheriff didn't look like he was happy earlier, man. You know what I mean? To talk about none of this, man. A lot of people feel like, Sheriff Ledbetter. A lot of people feel like, Mississippi is playing a role in this shit, man, for us hiding things, man. Let's go here, gang. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. Let's go here. Let's hear some more about this independent autopsy that Ben Crump put out today, gang. Let's see how people feel about it. We just in the media. Let's go over to CNN real quick. Salute to everybody in the building, y'all. Put some color in the chat, y'all. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. And make sure y'all subscribe to my backup channel too, gang. Say No to Sko TV moderators. Find the link to my backup channel. Say No to Sko TV, and please drop that in the chat, gang. Tomorrow we will be going to the West Coast. It's a versus battle, the gang versus YG. We might be on the backup channel doing some of that for a little while tomorrow night, gang. But if we got something to break down with this, we pulling up for show. But yeah, drop the link to the backup channel. Say no to SCO TV, y'all. Go find my backup channel and come to the West Coast with me tomorrow and see the Gang versus YG for the versus battle, gang. We going to the West Coast. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody. But y'all mods, drop my link to my second channel, to my backup channel in the chat, gang. Follow me on Instagram, y'all. SKO_network, SCO Network on Instagram, gang. Follow me on Instagram. Let's go here real quick, gang. Let's go here.
At this time, what do you make of those new details?
Let's go here.
Well, I'm not altogether surprised, Wolf, by the determination by this independent, coroner who did this investigation of Nolen Wells's body. I'm sure not what the family expected. I'm sure they hope, and so many in the community hope for some definitive answers. But unfortunately, at this point, we don't have those answers. I think what is comforting, though, to me as a civil rights attorney, and I think to so many in the community, is the level of attention that's being brought to this case, the media spotlight, the fact that according to reports, 60 people have been interviewed, and there's been a commitment from the district attorney in this community to put this case before a grand jury. There's so many unanswered questions, so many concerns about the fairness of process that would happen in Mississippi, particularly when you have an African-American young man like Nolen Wells, who died by all accounts, mysterious circumstances. But there is some comfort in knowing that it won't be that district attorney or that law enforcement agency, but there will be a investigation and presentation to a grand jury.
And Ben Crump also says that the preliminary independent autopsy ruled out there were fractures or deep tissue injuries. What do you make of that?
Well, so many conspiracy theories, so many theories on the internet, Wolf, about what happened to this young man. All kinds of stories about him being in a fight, being in an altercation. Seemingly from these findings, no altercation that would suggest, resulted in any kind of fractures or broken bones. So again, so many unanswered questions. We know initially coming out of this state, what we heard from the county coroner was that there was no evidence of foul play. And that concerned a lot of folks in the community because there was, again, so many unanswered questions. Again, I hope that the investigation continues, as Ben Crump has said, as the law enforcement agencies in that community have said, and that we ultimately will get to some answers that will be satisfying for this family and for the entire community. Such a troubling case. Kid goes on a trip with friends and doesn't come back.
Ariva Martin, as usual, thank you very much for your expertise. Appreciate it very much. Ariva, the attorney, Ben Crump, says the independent autopsy shows that the
I pinned that link in the chat, gang. Salute everybody, gang. I pinned that link in the chat, man. Hey, look, I would love to hear from y'all tonight, gang. I would love to hear from y'all tonight, man. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody, gang. I pinned that link in the chat, man. What does this autopsy mean to you guys, fam? Talk to me, gang. I need to hear from y'all tonight. What does this autopsy mean, man? Does this mean, talk to me. Do y'all feel like this is for sure signs of a murder? Tell me what the autopsy mean to y'all, gang. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody, gang. Salute. Hold on. It's something I'm looking for real quick. It's something I'm looking for. This is what I'm looking for right here. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody, gang. Salute. Smash that like button, gang. I found what I'm looking for. Here's what I'm looking for right here. Smash, y'all. Hit the link in the chat. Pop up, gang. Talk to me, gang.
When you observed his body being found, did you take any images or
smash that like button, gang?
So I started taking images of the scene on the ground. There were several law enforcement boats and personnel. And later on, when I looked at the pictures and zoomed in, I noticed that you could actually see the body laying on the shoreline in those pictures. I was not trying to take a picture of the body at the time, but it ended up being captured in the wide angle.
And what exactly do you see in the photos?
I see a body that matches the description of Nolen Wells, laying face down at the shoreline, right at the water's edge. And he was wearing swim trunks and, was, not moving.
The link is in the chat, gang. The link is in the chat.
Now knowing that the family is looking for any information about his body being discovered that day and washing up on shore, do you plan to hand over these photos and these images to the family or to their team?
They did say they want to see photos.
Look, there's obviously images that I hope that his family never has to see. However, anything, and I'm going to repeat this, anything that Christine and Elmore want from the United Cajun Navy, we will not tell them no. We will give them whatever they want. anytime they want. All they have to do is ask.
Okay.
So once they
Smash the like
ask
button.
you, you
Smash
will
the
then
like button.
hand over anything that you do have and any information that you have from that day.
That's correct.
Okay. So they saying he's saying that anything the family needs, he has. Anything the family needs, he has. Raven, you in the building, Raven?
Yeah.
Okay, talk to me, Raven. How do you feel, Raven? The autopsy came out, the independent autopsy came out. What did that prove to you, Raven? Is there any physical evidence showing that these boys did something? I know we can say that, it looks, a lot of things don't add up with the autopsy, but what does that prove when it comes to the actual boys?
Why you mute my mic?
Go ahead, talk to me. Go ahead.
I mean, the autopsy just proved that it's a potential foul play situation. That's all I'm saying. It was undetermined because they don't know what really happened to him. But it's just too many. It's too many holes, man. It's just too many holes on there.
Okay, but name the holes, Raven. Like, what are the holes in that you feel like this points to murder?
I mean, we gotta wait and see. We ain't got the main things that we looking for, like the throat. We looking for that. We looking for. I mean, that's missing. We looking. The lungs are missing, so we don't know if he drowned or not. Y'all won't even let us determine.
No. The lungs are not missing. Remember, the lungs are not missing. Ben Crump told us the lungs are there. The body was decomposed. They said they really couldn't do nothing with the lungs. That's what Ben Crump told us tonight.
So that means they had it then. So that means they know more than what the second autopsy knows. So that's what we need. We need that. We just need it, and that we gotta wait a couple of weeks because they saying they don't want to put everything out until they got the toxicology report.
But do you trust them at this point? I mean, remember people are saying you can't
Hell
trust the
no,
Mississippi. So would you say this is the dead end? We waiting on their analogies and what they research and their autopsy and all their toxicology reports, and we wait on their reports. Is it safe to say this shit is over with?
No, it's not over with, but with the autopsy, it's tricky, Scott. I already told you what it was, though. The more the little dude right there, Warren, talk, the more we know what's going on. Because he just pretty much just hung himself pretty much with that whole conversation.
How did Warren hang himself, Raven? Talk to me. Break it down to the chat.
He kind of explained what everybody said. You're not gonna leave your phone in one spot if you move from one boat to another, right? So he rolled down there with Bart, right? But he said he went back with Wyatt. Am I correct? So that means his phone was on the boat with Bart. He took his phone and got on the boat with Wyatt. So that means when you switch boats, what happened? You take your phone with you. So that's obvious, right?
Is that enough for murder, Raven? No, I know.
It could be. Man, we don't know yet. We don't know yet. But
that's just some. I mean, we need something better, Raven. I mean, I've been telling
you be saying that, and you say that to me every time. And every time you say that, something else come out. See, that's what I'm saying. You just need
name
that
something. Name something that I need to put the boys in prison, like something on them. I'm like, yeah, that's that. You can't deny this right here. We wait on the autopsy. The autopsy is undetermined. So right now, I'm still, I'm in circles right now. I don't have no cause of death still. So what do I do from here, Raven?
So if you ain't got no cause of death, I guess we need to lean towards the phone situation then. Because if you delete anybody's personal stuff out their phone, that's a felony. You can go to jail for that.
Okay. Suit the Raven. Take 713 in the building.
Yeah.
Okay. I see a lot of people back here too, gang. I'm up and say, text 713. Talk to me, gang. Talk, fam.
You want to keep it? You want to keep it real?
Nigga, keep it all the way real with me, fam. Keep it real, bro. Come on, don't play with me. Text 713. Keep it real, fam.
And it's gonna be a cold case, dog.
And why do you say that? Why you think it's gonna be a cold?
I can't hear you, Scope. Hold on, I can't hear you. Hold on, I'm gonna drop down and come right back.
All right, come back up. Toy, you in the building, Toy? Toy, you in the building?
Yeah.
My bad. Go ahead. I hear you, Toy. Talk to me, Toy. What's going on, Toy? Give me the truth. Toy, give me your unbiased opinion, Toy, about what's going on with Warren. The interview Warren did with Officer Tatum. He's saying that, they asked Nolen to get back on the boat. Nolen didn't want to. He stayed behind with a girl. And, they all showed up together. They were drinking. Talk to me, Toy.
I don't trust Warren for real. Like, I don't trust him because I heard the phone call from the mom not the phone call. I heard what the mama said, the boys said when they called her and told her that they couldn't find Nolen. They said that Nolen and Katie was missing, and they didn't know where Katie was. But how would they know Katie is missing if they don't know Katie in the first goddamn place? You know what I mean? Katie's family came out and said Katie was never missing at no point. So I feel like Warren is kind of full of shit. I feel like Warren knows something, but he not saying nothing. And then I started trying to look around, like open my eyes outside of the boys. The sheriff, he kind of gave me a red flag because he's so irritated now.
And
You know what I mean?
he was the first to say no foul play. So you saying when you said hello, when you said I seen the chat, you said we should maybe look at the wrong people. Maybe it wasn't the boys. Maybe it was the sheriff.
It could. I feel like the sheriff could very well have something to do with it because he was so quick to rush this case away. Like it's no foul play. Yeah,
What
the
do you
boy
mean?
said.
What do you mean,
The
Toy?
boy,
Wait,
he
what do you mean?
I don't feel like he really was doing a real investigation. What the boy said was what it was, and it's no foul play. We ain't even fully got the autopsy back from the medical examiner, but you still telling everybody it's no foul play. Why do they need to keep his throat if there was no sign of no foul play? Why are y'all extra testing his throat?
Toy. They said they have to send the throat off for further. You know what I mean? They said that's how autopsies go. They said they want to check to see if he was strangled or anything happened. They have to, you know what I mean, get more a better opinion. You know, they like send it off.
But Nancy Gray said that they can take a small piece of the throat and send it off. And check for bruising and find out if it was something. They don't have to have the whole damn throat. They could have took a piece of it and let them do their independent autopsy.
And he didn't argue with that. Oh, shout out to Toy. I got a lot of people in here, man.
I know. Okay.
Yeah, man. I mean, it was 60
Take
people that they interviewed already, and we ain't got no evidence.
Oh, say that one more time, fam. Say that one more time.
Crazy,
one more time. I see y'all back. I see you, Southside. I see y'all, man. Salute. I'm finna bring y'all up, man. Everybody backstage, I'm finna bring y'all up. Text 713. You said what now?
They said that in an interview, the sheriff said they didn't interview over 60 people, and they still ain't got no evidence.
And I'm guessing they interviewing a lot of people that was on Horn Island that day, right or wrong. And they say, I guess, whatever happened to Nolen, bro, nobody seen it, fam. You know what I mean? Whatever happened to Nolen Wells, nobody saw it, bro. It was a lot of people out there, fireworks kabooming off all night and shit like that. You know what I mean? Loud music, everybody drinking. They're saying, hey, it looks like an accidental drowning. So whatever happened to Nolen Wells on Horn Island, it looks like they want us to believe that nobody saw anything, man.
Come on now. Let's go.
You not buying that?
Man, it looking like he might have drowned, dog.
Texas 713 saying it looks like Nolen Wells might have drowned. He said, man, they not getting nowhere with these boys, man. You know what I mean? So it looks like Nolen Wells might have drowned. Says Texas 713. Suit to my nigga. Let me get everybody here. Suit to my nigga. Texas 713, man. Hey, he Texas 713 said he feel like the nigga drowned. Southside, you in the building? Southside,
I'm here. Yeah, can you hear me?
I hear you, Southside. Look, keep it 100 with me, Southside. Where is this investigation headed? The autopsy report undetermined. The boys say they innocent. We don't have any, real evidence on no physical evidence on these boys. So where is this thing going, Southside?
Man, fam, this is really crazy, man.
Come on, land your plane. I got a lot of people to come land your plane.
All right.
Get to it. Let's go.
All right, this is really unfortunate, bro. And one thing, bro, about Officer Tatum, first of all, I'm gonna tell you that the shit's a whole lot, bro. This dude here is bro. I don't understand. I don't understand what he's on. Nobody, first of all, ever said that it was just them 4 boys on that island. First of all, nobody ever said that shit, bro. And this white boy right here. So tell me this, go real quick. So him right here. This is the judge's son. This is the judge's son.
Yeah, this is the judge's son.
Come on, Sco. This is all okay. Stepmom, right, man, come on, Sco. All this put together, fam. All this is put together. He the only one stepping up. They all scared. They didn't even go to the funeral, bro. I would have went to the funeral. Ain't nobody stepping up. So where was he? Y'all all left him with four. It was 4 boats. It was 4 boats. So y'all all left him. Didn't nobody say, hey, man, Nolen, come on, bro. Oh, he left with the girl. He stayed with the girl, and the girl know that. Nah, bro. My homeboy coming. Ain't no way I come with 4 boats, and I'm not bringing my partner with me. Man, say, bro, ain't no way, bro. Something happened to Nolen on that island, and they know what happened to Nolen on that island. All that pumping the boat out, all that shit was a whole goddamn it was a coerce. It was the set to play up, bro. It was the set the motherfucking play up, bro. All that shit was bullshit, and that cracker lying right there, bro. And motherfucking me, Officer Tatum, he a cracker too. That bitch ass. Man, say, bro, I be going.
Calm down, brother. Calm down. I feel you, brother. Yeah, calm down.
Something happened to what, bro?
Salute the Southside. Southside say he ain't buying it, man. Lady Beach, you in the building?
Hey, Scott, how you doing?
Talk to me. Memphis is in the building, y'all. The real Memphis, I want to add. Talk to me, Lady Beast. What do you feel about this investigation? We've seen the autopsy. We're hearing from the boys. Where does this thing go from here, Lady Beast? What's going on with this investigation, man? What do you think now?
Right now, we're just at an impasse, and unless someone come out and confesses anything or the initial autopsy is released, we're not going to know anything. So it's just a waiting game.
Hold on, you just said the official autopsy. You talking about from the state of Mississippi?
Yes.
Okay, now do you trust Mississippi? Because remember, that's why the parents went got bankrupt in the first place, because they feel like this investigation and everything they was gonna hear from these folks wasn't gonna be real. So at this point, are you telling me that Nolen Wells' family is now dependent on the state of Mississippi as well as the people?
That's the only way we're going to be able to connect the dots. Other than that, you know, I feel that they jumped the gun releasing that second autopsy before they did that first autopsy, because pretty much what the medical examiner got was just the leftovers.
Right. There you go, Toy. They got the leftovers. They didn't have the throat. Ben Crump says that the body was so decomposed they couldn't even, he didn't give us no information about the lungs whatsoever. We don't even know smoked or not. We don't know nothing about the lung. He didn't give us nothing on the lungs. So far as the lungs being filled up with water, did he drown? Ben Crump's autopsy came up short by saying the cause of death is undetermined.
Right. And then considering that Nolen was out there for only a couple of days. Like I said, he's out there in the elements with the heat, the wildlife, the humidity out there in the Gulf Coast. And on top of that, seeing where he was practically cooking in the sun. There was no shade or anything. So that sped up the decomposition process. If you think about it, Lorenzo Wright is a perfect example. He lost his life right at the time of the 911 call and was missing for 10 days. And when they found his body, his body had decomposed so bad out there in elements to where he was weighed at 57 pounds from his current weight at the time of still being alive, 225. So decomposition is fast, especially in the heat.
Shout out to Lady Beast, man. Salute to Lady Beast dropping them gems on us of decomposition. She said, man, Lorenzo Wright was a 6'10", probably 250 pound NBA player. You mean to tell me that nigga was 56 pounds? And she's saying that heat out there, that weather could play a part in, his condition. Smash that like. Shout out to Lady Beast, man. Salute to Lady Beast, Fresh Decks. You building Fresh Decks. I see all y'all back there, man. Shout out to Lady Beast. You're live there. Fresh Decks, call back in. Paid in full. What's good? Paid in full.
What's going on, bro?
What's going on? Break this down to be paid in full. How you feel about this, man? The autopsy.
I feel like it's bullshit, and I feel like I'm kind of mad about the situation with them kind of rushing it. I kind of wish they would have waited till the autopsy from Mississippi came out first.
Okay.
And then compare their findings to that. But yeah, man, I still think it's foul play at part, bro. Like it just ain't no way in hell. Like, and I feel like the dude, I think he trying to separate himself from the situation as well. Whoever they and the judge who her son or whatever, I think she should be in trouble as well for coming out making that statement and pen of an investigation. Yeah, it's a lot of shit that looks shady, bro. There's still a lot of shit that looks shady with that situation. And again, why would they keep the throat though? Like that's the part that I'm not understanding. Like even if why did they not inform the other people that they were actually keeping the throat? It's pretty much like they caught that shit with a surprise.
From what Ben Crump said, from what that's why it's so important that we hear from the state. To see how that thing played out. Was there any paperwork or report that went along with transferring the body for a second autopsy, man? I think there's still a lot of questions that haven't been answered, man. But salute to my guy. Salute to my guy Paid in Full, gang. Salute, fam. Salute, man. Let me see Debo. Where you at, Debo? Talk to me, Debo.
Hey, what's up, man? Can you hear me?
I hear you, fam. Talk to me, Debo. I see all y'all in the building. If you in the building, y'all stay right there. You finna come up, gang. Stay right there. Y'all land your planes. Come up here. Give me your best 30 seconds, man. Talk to me, Debo.
Hey, man, check this out, man. I'm from Crockett, man, but I'm by way of Fort Worth. Check this out. I don't like this Tatum dude, but I'm gonna speak on what I know. My uncle was killed by his own son here in Crockett. Decompose is what I'm talking about, bro. What I'm not feeling is we look for my uncle for weeks, bro, almost a month. and we didn't know where the fuck he was. Um, the son went to the funeral, a closed casket without a body, and then they telling me that I'm listening at this shit. Man, I'm a big fan of yours. I'm looking at this shit, and in less than a couple of days, his body is decomposed. My uncle was in a field, in the heat. His body was intact, bro. His body was intact in the heat, in the field, bro. So I'm trying to figure like what the hell is going on here.
Okay, so remember, Ben Crump is the one who said that he got the body 6 days after the state of Mississippi had already had it, and he's saying when he got the body, it was so bad, it was decomposed enough to the point where he could not, get anything from the lungs, or they couldn't tell if any water was in the lungs. Now, do you believe Ben Crump when Ben Crump said that, fam? Ben Crump is the one.
I feel like Mississippi intentionally with the throat, with all the organs, all that stuff right there, they intentionally did what they did, didn't put him in the freezer, they didn't hold his body in the freezer, bro. They let him sit there and rot, and then send him off because they heard the parents wanted to do a second autopsy, right? So they just fucked the whole situation up, bro, and sent him off.
Tell me, why didn't Ben Crump say that in that press conference? Why didn't Ben Crump come out and say, man, the body should have been in the freezer? We got the body, it was in bad conditions, man.
Yeah.
He said it was in bad condition, but why didn't he go on him for the mistreatment of the body?
He said it should have been, which it should have been. When the first person got the body, they should have put it in the freezer. Everybody go in the freezer, bro. Well, when he got the body, it's so that when they sent to Washington D.C. or wherever he sent it to, it was so decomposed, and then he missing throats, he missing this and that and that. Come on, man, it's a lot of discrepancies, bro. And then this dude Tatum.
Salute, Debo. Salute, fam. Shout. Let me get everybody in here, Debo. Debo's gonna keep going. D Jones, you in the building? Shout to Debo, man. Salute, Debo. D Jones, you in the building?
Yo, what's up? What's going on?
Looks good. Talk to me, fam. Hey, bro, break some of this down, D Jones. How do you feel about this investigation so far? We heard from Ben Crump, his private autopsy today. We've been seeing a lot going online, going on the internet, as far as this investigation for the last 2 weeks. D Jones, where do you stand on this situation, man? Do the boys look guilty? Do it look like somebody murdered Nolen Wells? How do you feel, fam? Talk to me, bro.
So what concerns me is that there was an abrupt end of his life with no one to. So let me walk you through an investigation. As in any investigation, whether it's murder or no foul play or not, right? You build a timeline. You have to build a timeline, starting from the time that person got up to the last person that's seen him. There's no timeline for them to. They didn't even take the initiative to create any type of timeline to properly rule out any foul play, right? So that's horrible. That's not ethic, right? That's not police ethic. There has to be a timeline, right? There has to be.
Hold on.
The last person that's seen him.
But D Jones, is it fair to say that we haven't heard everything from the investigation? Like, we really don't know how they handled this shit behind the scene and shit like that. I mean, we just hearing from the media. We just hearing from, but I'm gonna say this. They did jump out. The sheriff Ledbetter did say real early, D Jones, no foul play. And so is that what you talk about when you say no timeline?
From real life experiences, timeline takes sometimes weeks when you're dealing with that many people, right? They say they interviewed over 60 people. So there, and then you have discrepancies in stories. And who is this girl? Where is she at?
Hey, you just heard Warren. Warren is one of the people that came to Horn Island with Nolen Wells, and Nolen. I mean, Warren is saying that hey, Nolen. But do you believe? A lot of people don't believe Warren, bro. Do you believe Warren when he say, "Hey, man, she was," because DJ, we know that it could be a girl involved. That's something that most definitely makes somebody stay behind is thinking they finna, they got a little spit of turn up with a little chick. Do you believe Warren when he say, "Man, the girl is a witness. She knows he was with her last. That we seen him with her." Do you believe more?
All I'm saying is there are 4,000 people on the island. There's no possible way. I don't see there any possible way that he walked into the water. Nobody was seeing nothing. I believe, in my personal opinion, that it was his body washed ashore is a key point to me. That's a key point to me. I believe he was in transit back, and you're not going to find any type of bruises or abrasions on a body if it was horseplaying and you accidentally picked up your friend, y'all was horseplaying, and you knocked him into the water and he got swept away real quick and you couldn't find him and everybody freaked out. You understand what I'm saying? You're not going to find anything. That's drowning, right? He's going to just drown, right? So that's just how I see it. Like, I don't see where he was on that island, walked into the water. He was with his girl. He just left his girl and mysteriously walked off into the water, and boom, he's gone.
Now, so D. Jones. D. Jones saying he's not buying it. D. Jones is just saying, hey, this investigation should took longer as far as putting a timeline together and, getting everything from the minute he woke up to the last time he was seen. D. Jones said, does it make sense that he's on our island, 4th of July, people everywhere, and the young brother just disappears? He's an athlete too, whether he's been drinking or not. Nobody saw anything. Just because he was drunk, everybody else was. You know what I mean? Like, even if I'm drunk and I see some shit, it might wake me up a little bit. So you would think that if somebody saw Nolen Wells drowning, they would say something. Salute to my guy D. Jones, man. Salute D. Jones. Let me see. Long live E. You in the building? Long live E. You in the building? I think Long live E is at work. I remember you too, fam. You were calling with the mask on at work, man. Jesse James, what's good, Jesse James? You in the building, man?
I'm a woman, and hey,
just salute Jesse James. My bad. Salute my ma'am.
Okay.
Salute Queen. Salute Queen. Talk to me.
Yeah, the name will make you think I am a man. But to piggyback off of what D. Jones just said, and I am a mother. I have a son that's 22 years old. I'm calling from Detroit. I do feel like
Detroit.
the parents. Thank you. I do feel like the parents are very right in getting their own autopsy done because they have to find out what happened to their child. But you cannot conduct a full autopsy with missing parts. They never gave these parents any type of fair shot to find out what was going on with their child.
Right.
And including the fact that the body was in the condition that it was in. And you have to understand that the state that it came from is Mississippi or whatever. And it's a red state. They're not for us.
You're right. Hey,
about us.
Hey, you cooking, Jesse James, because I think when it boils down to it, Jesse James, I'm glad, I'm talking to a lot of people tonight, Jesse James, but you just said, something I said earlier. And to me, that's the most important part of the autopsy to me, because that shows somewhat. People could say, well, Sco, that's the normal part of an autopsy for the person that's doing the autopsy to keep the throat behind for further investigation to see if it had been strangled, any trauma, if anything, if the crime was committed.
That's why they kept it, and that's why they brought him back with his organs not in place and intact what it was supposed to be. I'm gonna share a story with you really quickly because I know you got a lot of people behind you.
Got a lot of people behind you.
I lost my brother back in 2010. He didn't even get
Rest in peace, bro, man.
2 years
Rest
old.
in peace, bro.
And it was due to some racist cops out in the suburbs of Detroit. And it was a certain cop that had it out for him, and he sent him to a mental hospital where they killed my brother. And they said that my brother committed suicide. And I know my brother wasn't that type. My brother was a very outgoing young man. He was very nice looking young man. He did 65 days in the county jail in the city. But as soon as he went out there, he did 3 days and he was killed.
What was the cause of death?
They say he committed suicide.
Oh,
they say he hung himself.
But the family, y'all didn't get a private autopsy. They did the autopsy.
Get a private autopsy because of the Oakland County Oakland County coroner and how they wrote it up. We couldn't get one. So I do understand how they will take things and sweep it under the rug. My message is start looking out for your kids. Start keeping an eye on your children. That boy was out there with his peers. It's no way that them people did not see what was going on with that boy that night, and it is not witnesses to say where he was and what could have happened to him. And they
real,
will
man.
sweep, and with that being in the South, they will sweep that under the rug as if he was nothing.
Oh, I'm in Texas. Salute, James. I'm in Texas. Salute to Jesse James. I'm in Texas, Jesse James. I most definitely know. Let me see. Shayna, you in the building, man. Salute to everybody popping out, man. Shout out to Jesse James. Salute, Queen. Shayna, you in the building. Talk to me, Shayna.
Peace and blessings to the chat. What up, Sco?
Salute, man. Shayna, come on, Shayna. Look, don't come here bullshit tonight, fam. You know what I mean? Break this Nolen Wells thing down to me. I know you've been watching.
All right, fam. All right. Yes. This is foul play. This was very much foul play, and he was very much set up. What
do you mean by that? You say set up? You set up by who? By his friends? Who set him up?
I do believe he was set up by his friends because how you came back saying, like the brother was saying, it's no timeline limit. Like we don't even know. Did you leave after this happened or before this happened? Because I believe it happened before they left.
You mean so you think somebody killed him on Horn Island?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Before they left and came back to the home. Go ahead.
Tell me, how did everybody miss that shit? Bro? It's packed out there, bro. Think about it, Chanel. We out there, me and you, bro. Everybody about niggas, 300-400 people out there, people everywhere and shit. How we just catch a body and nobody don't see nothing, man? How we get away with that?
And his phone and his keys.
Yeah. They saying his phone was on the boat. Remember, we know he came with them. He came with them, so they saying the phone was on the boat. But I'm saying, far as his body, like fuck the phone, and the keys right now. How did they murder him, bro, without nobody seeing it? Did they hit him in the back of the head, just throw his ass? And like, just give me like when you think about it, when you say that, paint the picture for me real quick of how they killed him on Horn Island, like with everybody there. Like, just show me how you think it went down.
I'm glad you said that because I have the video.
You got the video?
The video
of what? The video of what?
Of a guy grabbing Nolen Wells, fistful of hair, dumping him in the pool. And I'm not pool, but the lake or whatever they was at, in and out, and bear hugging like he had him in the choke.
So you mean you got it, but the police don't got it?
What I'm tripping on? Why is nobody posting this?
Put it in my inbox.
Why is nobody posting it?
And you got my Instagram, __network. Just put it in my inbox. I'll show it to you. If you got the video, you say it's on Horn Island, 4th of July, 2026.
I'm finna send it to you right now.
Send it to my inbox, fam. Go ahead. Send it to my inbox, man. That's my guy Shano, man. I'm praying to God that Shano not back on that stuff again, man. I mean, like, yeah, I swear to God, come on, man. And yeah, I pray to God Shano is not back. That's my guy, man. I rock with Shano. I pray he's not back on that stuff again, man. Hollywood T, what's good, Hollywood T?
I know you let me jump the line, so I'm gonna be real quick.
Talk to me, gang.
Sko. You know the people that's from hieroglyphic time, Egypt. They pull up the mummies and they figure out how the fuck they died, and they've been dead for 20,000 years. Okay, so I don't 6 days after he passed away. I don't sit well with me. Second of all, it's a person in your chat named Go Bears with some numbers behind it. And I don't know if it was a girl or a guy, but he said something that struck a chord. He said, Nolen took the bait, left him with that girl. Somebody didn't like it. He did whatever he did with that girl, and he got dealt with on that island.
So you feel like his friends left. Nolen stays with Katie, and that's when something goes down. The boys could actually be innocent. Maybe they don't know what happened. When they left. Nolen's out there with Katie, and Katie leads this nigga to some bullshit.
Yeah, the only reason why I'm still including the friends is because this bobblehead, this babbling idiot that's talking on this interview, Wyatt, Wayne, whatever the fuck his name is. One thing he doesn't say, Warren. One thing he doesn't say is, he says, yo, boating, we all do then. This is what you do with boating, and you leave your phones on the boat. Well, nigga, what do y'all do when you leave somebody behind? Is it customary for anybody just to jump on anybody's fucking boat and catch a ride? How was Nolen supposed to get back? You never addressed that.
Well, it's one thing I will say that we did know, though. This is one thing we did know. So you got to point this out. When we talk about this whole investigation, we looking at things for the way it really is. We do got to admit that we know Nolen had other friends on the island. You know what I'm talking about? It seemed like his other. Remember we seen Javon? Okay. He was there. So I don't know because we don't have no evidence. That's why. Look, this is Hollywood. I'm glad you said that because that's why I keep saying whoever the fuck he was supposed to ride back with, can you please stand up? We ain't heard nobody say he wasn't going with them because he told us he was riding with us. And me and you both know ain't no damn way you let your partner speed off 3 boats deep and you ain't done asked nobody to talk to nobody else about how you getting back. Exactly. I'm being honest with you. Something about that just really don't sound right. Like I said, I need the person who he was gonna ride back with to stand up and say, yeah, he was gonna come back with me. We was gonna take him back once his friends left. I need to hear from that person, man.
And the last thing I want to say is Sheriff Ledbetter, he is unduly agitated. Why? These people just want to know how their son died. Why are you upset because the public's eye is on you? Why haven't you developed a timeline? D. Jones is right. A timeline is crucial. That's the first fucking thing you got to do. And nobody has said anything. You said be fair. They haven't announced their investigation. Well, motherfucker, announce it. You see, the whole world is looking at y'all, and we don't trust Mississippi. Period.
They say they waiting on a toxology report. I guess they waiting on some evidence to come back from the throat and shit like that. So I'm not for sure how long it's gonna be, but I'm most definitely on the man. We got we waiting to hear from them next. That's the biggest thing that could happen is to see what they're going to say, because if they have a cause of death, but Ben Crump couldn't get a cause of death, then it looks like they cause of death is gonna be, you know what I mean? Hollywood, you hear me, Hollywood T? If he couldn't get a cause of death, his is undetermined, but they come out 2 weeks from now and say, yeah, he drowned. Yeah, we had the body when it was fresh. We got the lungs. He said the body was too decomposed. That's not what our analysis came out to. We figured it out. So I mean, it seemed like the ball is in the court of the state of Mississippi right now. It seemed like they finna put up the win in a minute if Ben Crump, you know what I mean, came back.
Well, this is what I'm thinking with Ben Crump, because I was a little bit upset with him and saying things, but I thought about it and I said he played his hand because he set it up for the come up for them to get a lawsuit against the coroner's office in the city in which this happened, or county in which this happened, for failure to do all the things that we just talked about in our conversation. I'm not going to repeat myself.
Okay, but do you feel like that's some bullshit that Ben Crump is going for some money when everybody want justice and shit like that? You feel like that's gonna make everybody happy if he end up suing the coroner's office or removing the throat in the state of Mississippi? And I mean, I know everybody get paid and all that, but I think we want justice for. Will that bring justice to Nolen though?
Ben Crump said that's what he do. I can't get you criminal justice, but I can get you monetary.
Salute to Hollywood T gang. Salute to Hollywood T gang. Salute gang. Get your ass out of my house. Get your ass out. Salute to everybody in the building. Let me see Brazy. You in the building, Brazy? Brazy, you in the building? Brazy, it was your time to shine, Brazy. We talking about Nolen Wells, y'all. Rest in peace to Nolen Wells, gang. Let me see. I'm going to lower footage. Lower footage. What's good, fam?
Yeah. What up, Scott?
What up, fam? Make some sense of this, bro. We talking about Nolen Wells, man. Today the autopsy came out, Ben Crump's private autopsy, and it was inconclusive. It was, they could not determine the cause of death, man. We hearing from Warren, one of the guys he went to Horn Island with, and he's saying, hey, man, last time we seen Warren, he was talking to a chick, man. We wanted to stay behind. We left. His body turns up. We see red, discoloration. I think they said in the back of his head, and they said the body was too decomposed, to really see if it was water in the lungs. This has been Crump people. How do you feel about this investigation and where it's headed, bro?
Well, they showing that video of Nolen bending over like he digging in a cooler or something.
Mm-hmm.
I think they didn't really know about that kayak or that boat they got. I think that blue convertible top thing came down and hit him in the head and dropped him in the water.
Okay.
And then on top of that, that video of them when that news station say something about the island, whatever, and they showing them boats and it's flying over that water and show little island.
Yeah.
You has played it on your video.
I remember.
If you go to your SCO network, I sent a video and you'll hear yourself. But if you slow it down, you'll see that black spot in the water. I found him in the water and I zoomed in on him. I can make it clear, but yeah, I found him in the water and you can see them boys with the boat with the blue on it looking over there at him. And it's between his boat and like another boat and another boat. But what I do see in the water is a line that goes from like the shore and then it curves back around like a boat parked, to where if he was drugged by his neck, the back of his neck probably would have a spot right there.
Okay.
And his body drugged in that sand. If you zoom in and look at the water, you can see that from the sky.
Hey, send it to my inbox, Lord. I want to see that lower footage. Send it to my inbox, man. Shout out to lower footage, man. Yeah, that nigga, yeah. Shout out to lower footage, man. Between him and Shano, man, I don't know what the fuck is going on tonight, man. Yeah, I don't know what's going on tonight, man. Yeah, between him and Shano, man. Let me look at my inbox. Let me see if Shano sent me something, man. Shano, did you send me something, brother? Let me see. Shano said he had a video, man, that will make all this shit make sense, man. Yeah, let me see. Hold on. Shano, are you even back here, bro? Let me see. Who is this man with Nolen? Well, let me see. Y'all don't let me see. Hold on. Give me 1 second, gang. Give me 1 second, man. Oh my God. Okay, Shano. Okay. If anybody sees Shano in the chat for the rest of the night. I'm talking about if anybody see him for the rest of the night, man, put that nigga ass in timeout immediately, man. We have a warrant out for his arrest over here, gang. Shano, I just seen the video you sent me, brother. Did it, brother? You talking about? Yeah, brother. Don't this nigga sent me just some. I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all what he sent. I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all what he sent. I wasn't gonna show it to y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and show it to y'all, man. I wasn't gonna show it to y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and show it to y'all, man. Fuck it. I wasn't gonna show it, but I'm gonna show it real quick. Give me 1 second. I see y'all backstage, gang. I see y'all backstage. Salute to everybody building. Let me see. Let me go right here. Hold on. I don't know if y'all can even see it or not, gang. I don't know if y'all can't see it. I don't think. Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. This is the video he sent.
Nolen Wells departed a private dock in Ocean Springs on July 4th at 9:56 a.m. It then arrived at Horn Island at 11:14 a.m. The boat then left Horn Island at 4:31 p.m. and headed back to its initial departure dock. Around 5:52 p.m., the boat then traveled to Fort Bayou. Then it returned to the dock at 6:06 p.m. Later that same night at 7:19 p.m., the boat then goes to the Fort Bayou launch. From there, it was tracked being towed by a vehicle over land. It was headed to Biloxi, Mississippi, where the owner of the boat lives. The department's reports then end on July 5th after they were notified that local police would be taking over the lead in the investigation. To reiterate, at 9:56 a.m., the boat carrying Nolen and his friends on July 4th head towards Horn Island.
I want y'all to see how it start, though. I want y'all to see it.
Breaking news, we now know the exact coordinates that
That's what you was talking about right there. That's crazy, man. Yeah, that's sorry for wasting y'all time like that, man. Yeah. Damo Cash, you in the building, Damo Cash, you sound horrible, brother. Fresh Dex, what's good, fam?
What's happening, man?
What's good, man? Salute to everybody building gang. Fresh Dex, turn your background down, bro. You got a loud background, bro.
Let me turn it down real fast.
Turn that shit down, my nigga.
Yeah.
Shit down. Talk to me,
man. Skull, look here, man.
Come on, make some
every
sense.
Every time a motherfucking brother try to hook up with a white girl in Mississippi, something bad end up happening to her. That's the same thing that happened to Emmett Till.
Hold on. Are you from Mississippi?
No, I ain't from Mississippi. I'm from
Okay. Now I thought you could give me some more information, like some Mississippi, some gang. Like, nigga, I'm from Mississippi. Last white bitch I tried to fuck, nigga, the Klan ran down. But you just bring up Emmett Till. You just said, nah, fam, look at Emmett Till. Okay. Talk to me, brother. Talk to me.
So that bitch Katie, man, he out here trying to fuck with this bitch. Somebody else out there, she probably out there with her nigga or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Another white boy or whatever. They get mad because Nolen trying to get up on the ass.
Okay.
He ain't with his partners no more, so he probably up by himself. And somebody done caught him and did him something, but I guarantee you is behind that bitch, Katie, man.
Okay. Salute. Hey,
she trying to separate, and you see how his friend trying to point back to Katie?
Right.
It got something to do with that little shit.
I mean,
and they ain't even dipped in over there.
Yeah. And he most definitely pointed at Katie. Warren most definitely in the interview right here, y'all. Y'all see him talking to
man. You can't be in Mississippi fucking with no white girls and don't expect them motherfucking white boys to try to string your ass up out there, man. Everybody.
Shout out to Fresh Dex, man. Hey, shout out to Fresh Dex. He said, man, look, man, it got something to do with Katie, man. Shout out to Fresh Dex, man. A lot of people thought that at first, Fresh Dex, when it comes to what happened to Nolen Wells, man. Like I said, I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm not saying what happened to him. I don't know if he got threw off the boat, if he got beat up somewhere on a boat. He hit his head on a rock after he drowned. Did he really drown? Was he drunk? Did he hit his head? As of right now, we're trying to figure out what happened to Nolen Wells because, you know, Ben Crump came with the autopsy report, gang. And it was, I mean, we couldn't determine what happened to him. We have no clue still. We don't know if it was water in the lungs or not. So as of right now, besides hearing about, some what looked like some kind of red structure, a red coloring in the back of his head, red bruising, it looked like in the back of his head. That's all we really know right now. Smash that like button, gang. Glamour, what's good, Glamour?
Let's go.
Talk to me, Glamour. Break it down, Glamour. We talking about Nolen Wells, Glamour.
Oh, Sko, I'm sorry. I thought we was back on Mo 3.
Let me see. Miss Geechee, you in the building, Miss Geechee?
Yes. Hey, Sko. Hey,
Miss Geechee. What's good, Miss Geechee?
I'm good. This is what I want to say. Just a food for thought. The Mississippi Medical Examiner could have put out their own preliminary report just as well as Ben Crump and them did. But I feel like, this is just my opinion, that they intentionally not sent the throat because they found water in the throat, because that's his airway. They could have easily took slides. They could have easily did their examination of the throat and still sent the body with the throat attached. But what way could they come up to make his death seem with the second autopsy by not including the throat? They could have took slides of the lung. From the slides in the lung, they would know if it was water in the lungs. They could have still turned their preliminary findings over to the second medical examiner as, this is what we did. This is our findings to see if it matched up.
I'm gonna be honest with Miss Geechee. Do you feel like they did not do that due to some resentment, due to some tension, due to feeling like, they didn't brought Ben Crump in here and this
Because
private
they brought Ben Crump. They brought Ben Crump, and they try. And then too, another thing, listen to what Warren said. Warren said he's a part of the boating community. All of them know him out there. Why you think they're not saying anything? Because they have a relationship with Warren. And second, his body being decomposed like that, they left that boy body out. Because if his body, because once again, another question, what did his body look like when it was found? How decomposed was his body when it was found? And also we have to look at the fact, if he was face down in the sand, that sand gets hot from the sun. That could have put burns on his face. Just some food for thought.
Okay, salute, gang. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we most definitely heard the girl say that, it was a change. Shout out to Miss Geechee, man. That his face was burned up or some shit like that. He came in face down. They were saying, Ken John, you in the building? Shout out to Ken John, man. You in the building?
Yeah. Can you hear me?
I hear you, Ken John. Make some sense of this, bro. The autopsy came out today, fam. Where is this thing headed, bro? The death of Nolen Wells, man.
You remember, we all heard a video saying, give me my phone. They said that was him. Okay. Now picture this. Now I want you to picture this. He was talking to the girl. It had a couple of white boys didn't like that bullshit. He made it onto the boat and had a little argument, and they snatched him up from behind. Hence, the throat is being gone because he got choked, and the pressure from behind left that red shit behind his head. The boy made it on the boat. They choked him out, and then they brought his body back to the scene. It don't make no sense. Mind you, you choke somebody from behind. Your throat was being crushed, and that pressure from behind. Somebody got mad. He had an altercation on that boat. A different boat. I ain't gonna say the same boat that was sinking. It was a different boat. Mind you, he said he had other boats and other friends there. They were hating on the man. That make pure sense right there. And they killed that man on the boat. So they had to bring that dude. They had to bring him back to the island because that boat that was sinking, he wasn't on that boat. But he know who did the bullshit.
Okay, so to Ken John, man. Ken John said, "Hey, man, he got the whole thing figured out, man. You know what I mean? They set him up, man. They beat him up. They was jealous of him, man. He was getting at that white chick or whatever, man. They got him. D Rich, what's good, fam? D Rich, you in the middle? D Rich, talk to me, D Rich.
Hey,
salute, gang.
I mean, of course, there's so many different theories, right?
Right, a lot of different theories. You hear a lot of different theories tonight, fam. You hear a lot of different theories.
Some of the couple of things I definitely do want to address, but the reason why there are lifeguards at swimming areas is because you can't see what's happening on the surface whenever it comes to bodies of water. You have to be above the surface. You have to be high. So we think about the boats, and they're not high enough to see if he just did drown. These people that's partying on boats, they're all drinking. They got, they ain't. If he did just so happen to try to swim from one boat to another boat, if he actually just drowned, everybody's saying, well, how is it 4,000 people and didn't nobody see it? Well, you're not going to see it. But then my second would be that of, as some has stated, that it is quite possible he did stay. And he could have been slammed where he didn't think to grab his phone. And then he stayed, and he actually did run across something outside of his friends. Nobody else that he knew, not even the girls that he was supposed to stay with. and something happened in that manner. But I mean, I don't know. I just feel like pointing the finger at the friends or saying that somebody he knows what happened to him. I mean, that may not be the case whatsoever. And with this time that has elapsed between all these, between the autopsy, within that of being able to question people, I feel like it is quite possible we may never actually find out what occurred to the man, what occurred to the young man. So
That's real, man. That's real, man.
it sucks, though. It sucks, you know.
To the D Rich, man. I gotta keep it moving, D Rich. Let me see. Braves, you got about 3-4 pages in here, man. Let me see. Hold on. I'm gonna go here, man. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go for the Truth Seeker. Truth Seeker, you in the middle. Truth Seeker. Yeah. Truth Seeker, man. I can really hear you, Truth Seeker. Broderick, what's good, Broderick?
What's up, my boy? Can you hear me?
I hear you, bro. I hear you.
All right. This is what I think gonna happen, big dog. I think the cover up's in play. I think they gonna say that my boy was too drunk. He done fell off into the water. He done hit his head and became unconscious, and he drowned in the water. There ain't no witnesses coming up saying that something else happened to know.
I mean, could that be the truth, my nigga? I mean, I know it's a lot of weird shit going on, right? It's too many weird circumstances, but could that be the truth? Could Nolen Wells that fell, bumped his head, my nigga, drowned?
Hell no, that ain't no truth. Hell no, that ain't no truth. And we just ain't gonna be able to prove nothing.
Man, but hey, man, so it sounds like, nigga, it might be, you know what I mean? It might not be no justice for Nolen Wells.
Which would be sad to see.
Smash that goddamn like button, man. Salute to everybody goddamn building, man. Let me see. Hold on, gang. Salute, gang. Shout out to nigga Broderick, man. Salute, Broderick. Look, you at work, get us some paper, my nigga. Yeah, get that paper, fam. Salute, fam. Worldwide Bullies, what's good, my boy? I want to hear from y'all. If you in the building, gang, if you in the building, y'all pop out. I see you backstage, too. I see some of y'all backstage, man. Smash that like button, man. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. Talk to me, Worldwide Bullies. The autopsy came out today, bro. What's going on, man? What's going on, Worldwide Bullies? The autopsy came out, man, undetermined, man. The throat missing. You know what I mean? Redness in the back of the head, bro. But Ben Crump said the body was so decomposed, he couldn't even tell if there was no water in the lungs. None of that. We didn't get really nothing today. Talk to me, Worldwide Bullies, bro. Make some sense of this shit, my nigga. I mean, now, goddammit.
Hey, we know Mississippi wasn't playing fair out the gate. We know everything, and that's why the boy Bedwetter or whatever his name is around here.
Sheriff Ledbetter.
Yeah, I call him Bedwetter. But anyway, he that's why he's so upset. Is because we're exposing them. They not doing no work down there. They covering up everything that's to be covered up. If you interviewing and interviewing witnesses and potential suspects, and you not coming back giving any updates to the public or none of that, and then this is probably 4 or 5 bodies that you and this lady then collaborated on, and just it's just some bullshit. But I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna land my plane. I sent you it's a video, and a bunch of bloggers is posting it. It's one of them cats that's on the island saying that if they don't make it, that was on the island saying if they don't make it right, he gonna leak everything. And they linked them to a picture and some more stuff. So when you get a minute, check your inbox. I'm gone.
I actually saw that, bro. I saw that earlier, bro. I actually saw that.
Okay.
Yeah. Right. I was looking at some of that, man. Shout out to my guy Worldwide Bullies, man. Salute, man. Shout out to my guy Worldwide Bullies. Let me see Harlem. You in the building, Harlem? Talk to me, Harlem.
Yo, what's good, champ? How you doing?
What's good? Where you calling in from, bro?
I'm from Harlem. You already know.
You better be in Harlem, nigga. You know what I mean? Shout to the East Coast, man. Shout to the Knicks. Talk to me, fam. How do you feel about this Nolen Wells situation, man? Talk to me, bro.
It's murder. It's murder.
Break it down to me, fam. I mean, where do you get murder from?
So if you send back a dead body with no throat, that's just common sense. You feel what I'm saying? Like, why would you send back a body with no throat unless you're trying to hide something? Me personally, I think he got hit over the head, and that's where the redness come from. And I think they hung him and it snapped his neck. And I think if they would have sent him back with the actual body, with the throat, it would have proved that they probably hung him or they probably strangled him. So you feel me? At the end of the day,
so you think the medical examiner was in on this? The Nolen Wells got beat up. somebody hung him, and they threw his body in the water. He washes up, and the medical examiner and the sheriff, they all go into play to make this look like no foul play.
Here's the thing, right? You gotta understand something. His friends, what I feel is his friends actually did it to him, right? I think somebody hit him with something in the head. That's where they got the blunt force trauma from. And I think somebody snapped his neck, whether they either choked him out or they hung him and they didn't send the body back with the throat because the throat would have revealed what actually happened to him. You feel what I'm saying? And if you think about it, that's the only thing that makes sense. If you send the body back without a throat, why would you do that? Because you're trying to cover up what actually happened. So they gonna make some bogus shit up and say, yo, da da da. And you know what I'm saying? But we already know better, bro. Ain't nobody black. Nobody black believe that, bro.
Look, I agree with you though, man, when it comes to the throat part. It's like, man, if this family wanted justice, right? They know the family is already suspicious of the state of Mississippi. They know all this, man. So when it comes to their autopsy, their private autopsy, why wouldn't you make sure they had everything they need to find out what happened to their son?
So listen,
you know what I mean? So I agree with you, man.
Redness on the back of the head, no throat, and they took out his organs. And let me just say this one on point, and then I'm gonna land the plane. When the people did the first autopsy in Mississippi, they said that by the time the body got back, it was already like 2 weeks after the fact. So just look at that timeline. Think about all of the stuff you could have actually covered up in 2 weeks before the independent autopsy took place. So we got to take that into consideration. You know what I'm saying? So also, the other dude I was about to say, when the white kid came out and said that he was going to leak the video, that right there, bro, Ben Crump need to contact Boy immediately. You feel what I'm saying? Because if you got some footage, you know what I'm saying, then anything could help at this point, man. But, justice for Nolen Wells. I'm not going to tell you personally what I think is going to happen, bro, because, this is your channel and all that. But I just feel like we need to stop marching, my nigga. Like, that's not the answer at this point. You feel me? And also, I don't know if you seen what just happened in Madison. You seen that? In Wisconsin?
I didn't see that.
So this just actually happened. It's breaking news.
Hold on, Harlem. Save that for me, Harlem. I got a lot of people back here, Harlem. Let me see. True Seeker, you True Seeker. Let me try to fix your mic, bro. Let me mute this nigga shit. Let me try to fix your mic. Yeah, I can't even edit your mic settings, man. Go out and come back in, fam. You have to go out and come back in, fam. Man, I can't even edit you. I mean, Drelisa. Is that your name, Drelisa? Drelisa?
Yeah, I'm Renee at 67.
Okay, Renee at 67. There we go, gang. Talk to me, gang. How do you feel about the Nolen Wells case, man? Today, the you know what I mean? The autopsy came back from Ben Crump, and everything was, kind of inconclusive. You know what I mean? Undetermined. How do you feel? I mean, we learned a few things, but one of the things we learned was that the body was so decomposed that Ben Crump couldn't tell us whether the boy drowned or not. What did we learn today? How do you feel about this investigation? Talk to me, gang.
Well, first of all, I'm pissed off about it because I think Mississippi playing games. They know what they did. They didn't put that body in the refrigerator. And then they held out his organs so we couldn't get to the bottom of it. Because we need that stomach. That's going to tell us what time he ate at the last time he ate, and stuff like that. So they took the lungs so we wouldn't see it with no water. So they did get part of it up there with Ben. But they definitely tampered with that body a lot. Okay, and so I'm rocking with Ben. Everybody want to throw Ben up under the bus.
Man, suit Ben Crump, man. It's suit Ben Crump, man.
Everybody complaining why he bring this autopsy out if it ain't finished. But hell, y'all want the damn autopsy. Either you want it or you don't want it.
Right. Real shit. So you feel like Ben Crump didn't make people look bad today? You feel like it wasn't a bad look. He did what he had to do. He came with the results. You think people feel like, man, this is bullshit, man. This is bullshit. Is that how you feel?
I think that he brought it out to let us know that Mississippi on the BS.
Yeah.
And I'm rocking with him. And my heart goes out to Nolen Wells' parents and all that, and Ben Crump, because he flying every damn well, trying to take care of all these families that's dealing with this bullshit.
My bad, gang. My bad. My son was saying something to me. Smash that like button, man. Let me see.
Thank you, Scott.
Shout out to Jaleesa, gang. Salute to Jaleesa, man. Let me see. Give me 1 second, gang. Let me see. Truth. You say I'm fucking. Give me 1 second, gang. Hold on. All right, my bad, gang. I'm back, gang. My bad, gang. I'm back. Salute to everybody in the building, y'all. Let me see who else. I think a lot of y'all have already been up here. Who back there? Some of y'all. Let me see. Chicago Brady. Have I talked to you already? Chicago Brady. You in the building? All right. Let me see. I think I spoke to. Did I talk to Miss Geechke? I think I did, man. Harlem. I just talked to you, Harlem. Salute to Harlem, man. Truth Seeker. Your mic is too fucked up, man. Yeah, it's a lot of y'all back there tonight, man. Salute to everybody popped out, man. But man, when it comes to the case of Nolen Wells right now, gang, it's almost like a treadmill with new. I mean, but there is new evidence. As far as the discoloration, the red discoloration in the back of his head, that tells you something, man. We've seen a medical examiner argue with that shit and say no. After a person passes away, those are things that can happen. As far as the back of the head discoloration when a body has been laying on his back for so long. So it's already people that's going to challenge some of the things that we might feel like is, suspicious. Yeah, there's things being challenged already. Now, when it comes to Warren and the rest of the boys, I think he said Officer Tatum was saying that Warren, all the rest of the boys took a lot of detective tests, but Warren didn't. We heard Warren talk about the boat life and how they showed up and this and that. But Warren said, there's one thing I paid attention to. Warren's energy kind of shifted when he talked about, when Warren spoke on him being with Katie, his energy kind of shifted a little bit.
I've seen reports of people saying that you just left him. I see reports of people saying that you actually get on the boat. You told him to get on boat. He didn't. What's the truth in that?
Why'd his energy shift?
Wyatt was having boat issues and the bilge wouldn't pump. So the bilge is basically a pump that releases water from your boat when water comes in. So I opened the back hatch and there's water up to the batteries. And that is obviously not good. There's water almost coming over the transom, which is where your motor sits.
Slow walking guy, man. Salute guy, man. Salute,
back part of the boat. So obviously we were in emergency. The boat, we're trying to save the boat. It's not like we didn't ask Nolen or we just left Nolen. Nolen decided to stay on the island with the girl that he was with. And the girl is a witness to that too.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's about, and the girl is the witness to that too. That was about the most rowdiest we ever seen him get throughout all these interviews, right or wrong. Yeah, that was Warren, y'all. That was Warren. Warren said the last time he seen his boy, man, his dog, Nolen Wells, rest in peace, Nolen Wells. He said he was with Katie. He was talking to a girl. He didn't say her name, but he says he was with a girl. And that's all we know, man. It's the last time we seen him. He did not want to get back on the boat with us, gang. Y'all, today, Ben Crump's autopsy came out. Like I said, I think everybody wanted a cause of death. We hate to hear that the body was in such bad condition that, he couldn't tell whether he drowned or not. The lungs were no good anymore. The throat was missing. So many different things they said kind of messed up their autopsy. And now it turns out that Ben Crump is saying he's waiting on the state of Mississippi to put out their findings, their autopsy results, as well as toxicology reports. Yeah, it's crazy. So now we all waiting on Mississippi now, gang. Just that fast, man. We went from waiting on Ben Crump saying, no, Crump gonna have the truth for us, man. Trump will lay it out. And he laid it out. He gave us what he could, he said we did the best we could. So salute to Ben Crump, man. But salute to Ben Crump. But now the ball's in the court of the state of Mississippi, man. Now we waiting on them. They got the throat. Only they can tell us if he was choked, if he was hung, if he was strangled. Man. Yeah, shit ain't looking good, gang, when it comes to the truth ever coming out. Like y'all say, unless somebody say something, unless somebody speak up. Worldwide Bullet, you talking about somebody who said they're gonna leak everything. I've been seeing that shit online. I seen somebody, send me that. I'm gonna leak everything, you motherfucker. Drop that shit. It's $125,000 on the line, man. You better go get that paper, man. I don't think if a nigga had $125,000 worth evidence sitting somewhere, nigga just at the crib chilling tonight, man. Get your ass up and let somebody know something, man. Drop it. I get that paper, man. Yeah, $125,000. If you got any information about what happened to Nolen Wells, man, it's some money up, gang. Sometimes that's the only way. That's the only way you can get people to talk. So, shout out to Tyler Perry, Al Sharpton, T.O. Make sure y'all hit me up tomorrow night, gang. We'll still do some Nolen Wells stuff if we can really, if the ball gets to rolling. If some more news come out, we're gonna most definitely break it down, gang, for sure, gang. Usually give it a day or two, and it's gonna be going crazy. The Nolen Wells case do not slow down. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure we can put a whole live together tomorrow night, gang, for sure, gang. But I'm gonna be over on the second channel too, man. Y'all subscribe to my second channel, Say No to Skull TV, gang. Go subscribe to Say No to Skull TV, gang. Yeah, hang out with me over there some nights. We put gas in the air and we get real hip hop-ish over there, though. You know what I mean? This is a hip hop platform where we break down everything, especially things going on in our community, man. With our people and different stories like this, gang. We for sure covering this, man. It's almost time for the Mo 3 trial again, gang. Not again, but it's almost time for the Mo 3 trial. It's almost time, you know what I mean? See what's going on with that, August 24th. So, yeah, things for the turn up in August, man. It's gonna be a crazy August, man. As of right now, July is crazy because the Nolen Wells story, man. This is crazy, man. I think we all feel like, it's just things we don't know. I think Ben Crump Autopsy most definitely disappointed us today, only because we wanted to know, man. Not saying we mad at Ben. Shout out to that nigga, man. Not saying we mad at you, Ben, but yeah, we was upset about that, that undetermined cause of death, man. I mean, that kind of fucked me up. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, gang. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm gonna keep it 1,000. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I was a little disappointed, man. But like I said, if Ben Crump did the best he had with what they gave him, with what the state of Mississippi gave him, because we know they kept the throat and all kind of shit. If he did the best, with what he had, then, salute to Ben Crump, man. But as of right now, like I said, the ball is in the state of Mississippi court, gang. Now we waiting on them. Meanwhile, your boy Brandon Tatum is interviewing the boys. I don't know if he interviewed all of them. Maybe just Warren. I don't know. Maybe just interview Warren. But either way, man, yeah, that boy Tatum is out there, and he say he got evidence showing the boys, are innocent. He even say he got evidence showing that Carmelo, didn't want to get back on the boat. You know what I mean? I'm like, let me see that. I mean, is there a camera on the boat? Maybe is it a camera on the goddamn boat? That's what I need to know. Is it a camera on the boat? Yeah. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody, Billy Gang. What was I gonna say? Yeah. I said Carmelo, my bad, gang. My bad. I said Carmelo, my bad. Yeah, if I said Carmelo, my bad, gang. Yeah, my bad. Didn't mean to say Carmelo. I meant Nolen. They damn near the same person almost, man. Except for, of course, Carmelo's alive. But as far as the young cats, the football players, the hair, just when you think about Nolen Wells, you can't help but think about Carmelo Anthony too. I'm being serious. I ain't gonna lie. Every time I think about Nolen Wells, look at his situation, I be thinking about Carmelo's situation. Even though it's totally different, Carmelo's alive. But yeah. Sad, man. It's been a sad ass summer, man. I'm gonna say that it's been a sad ass summer, gang. Yeah. I'm gonna say that it's been a sad ass summer. Yeah. It's been a sad ass summer. Let's be honest. You see what happened to Carmelo, 35 years. Nolen Wells, will he ever get justice? If that's what happened to him. If he was murdered, will he get justice? That's if he was murdered. I'm going to say I'm 50-50, gang. I'm 50-50 right now as far as how this thing going to play out because I feel like I'm not going to get an answer at all. So I'm going to be stuck 50-50. Was he murdered? Was he not? Was it an accident? Was it a murder? I can't get no evidence, gang. When the state of Mississippi dropped that shit, are we supposed to believe that? We already feel like they got foul play going on. Like, come on, man. I mean, we gotta keep turning over stones, man. Y'all keep sending me shit, gang. Yeah, y'all keep sending me shit, gang. Any videos y'all find, anything come out about this case, gang, send it to me online, gang. Follow me on Instagram, gang. SKO_network. Follow me on SKO_network on Instagram, man. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Queen Liberty says coming soon, Sko. Toy said praying for New Orleans too, man. Yeah, shout out to New Orleans, man. Someone said talk about Goyeo today. Nah, man. I heard he was in a car accident or something, running from the laws. Heard he in jail now. I don't know, man. Shout out to Fort Worth, though, man. Shout out to Fort Worth. I heard Charleston White almost got shot, but he didn't. Yeah, but I see all that online. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on too. That you know what I mean? That nigga just like, what the hell is going on with that? As far as the Nolen Wells situation, gang, man, we just got to keep, We just got to keep, digging through things, man. Combing through shit every night after night, gang. You gotta keep combing through shit, man. Like I said, anything y'all see, send it to me, gang. Let's break it down. But this is an unbiased platform. Yeah, this is an unbiased platform, man. Yeah, this is an unbiased platform, man. So you gotta understand that, gang. Over here, I just want the truth. Like I say, if the boys are innocent and they did not do that, if Nolen Wells was not murdered, then I want that truth to come out. If Nolen Wells was murdered, if them boys or anybody else had something to do with it, then I believe they ass need to be locked up. Is the sheriff acting funny? Hell yeah. Yeah, the whole autopsy shit sounding shaky. Oh yeah. Why send this boy's parents his body? You know what I mean? To get it, and you know they're investigating their son to see if he was murdered. And you keep the throat and other shit that they would need to fully determine that. They don't add up. That sounds like resentment and some bullshit, man. Why couldn't you have just told them, hey, y'all gonna have to wait, you know what I mean? Let us do what we doing and we'll give it to you, or just say, you know what? Hey, since y'all don't believe us here, take it. Y'all, you know what I mean? It is your son. It's your son. You know what I mean? It's your son. You should find out before we do. Fuck it. If you got your own people, your own medical examiner job, here is your son. That's what they should have done, man. So yeah, it is awkward. It's weird. His phone, them last seeing him at 3:00, but they don't leave at 4:30. But he never came back to get the phone off the boat. That shit's still a little shaky. You know what I mean? But other than that, watching Warren talk, man, Warren don't really give off no signs, man. I didn't really feel nothing from Warren that was like really too shaky. But I didn't like, I'm gonna say I didn't like, but I noticed when he spoke about Katie and the last time seeing Warren, it's kind of when he turned up a little bit. He kind of like look like you felt some kind of way. Look like you felt some kind of way, Warren. Yeah, I don't know what that's about, man. You might need to get Katie ass on the interview, Tatum. Yeah, you might need to go find that little white chick, man. Yeah, you might need to go find Katie, man. Who knows, gang? Some people think, Nolen Wells died on Horn Island. Some people think he got on the boat, he left, he died then. He was murdered. But it's a lot of people who still feel like, nah, Sco, he never got back on that boat. He died. He died on the island. Somebody threw his ass in the water, man. That shit happened on Horn Island. He was running behind that white girl, man. No telling what happened when his partners left. Some people think his partners pulled off at 4:30. He's still there. You dig? And something happened to him, dog. Smash that like button, man. You dig? Shout out to D Rich, man. Gifted memberships, man. Salute to D Rich for gifted memberships, man. That's 5 gifted, man. Salute to D Rich for 5 gifted, man. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Salute to D Rich for 5 gifted. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. My chat acted up all night, man. Shout out to everybody that pulled up, man. I cannot do this show without y'all, gang. Yeah. Without y'all, I cannot do this show, man. Shout out to my chat. Shout out to everybody that hit the goddamn panel, man. Salute to y'all, gang. Y'all went crazy tonight, man. Yeah. Y'all went crazy tonight, man. But I think we in the right place when it comes to what's going on with the Nolen Wells investigation. We check on other news media outlets and bloggers and TikTokers, but on this platform, we know what to keep and what to throw away. And I think as of right now, we in a good space with this case, as far as just breaking it down and understanding exactly what's going on. We not a second behind, man. And that's thanks to y'all, man. Salute to everybody building y'all. It's most definitely Big Sco Gang or No Gang or Don't Bang. Rest in peace to Nolen Wells, man. Like I said, no matter how it went down, no matter how this shit play out, man, I hate to think about that young brother being in that water by himself all night, man. I hate that. To know that, you know what I mean? If that's how it played out, man. Sad, man. Rest in peace to Nolen Wells. 18 years old, man. 18 years old, man. Sad, man. Salute to everybody in the business. Y'all, I feel like that. I still got that gas, man. I'm finna light up, man. I'm finna light up. I'm finna jump back online. I'm finna keep researching. I do got some more, but somebody said something about Mo3 earlier. I got some more Mo3 content coming out soon. Don't worry about it, gang. I got some more Mo3 content coming out this week, matter of fact. Yeah, I got some more Mo3 content coming out this week. So, yeah, chill. I got everybody. Yeah, I got everybody, man. I'm actually juggling. Y'all know I'm juggling right now, like 2 big titties. I'm juggling. I'm juggling right now, yeah. I'm juggling, man. Shout out to the gang, man. Y'all in this bitch, though, man. Salute to everybody building y'all. Till next time, it's Big Sco Gang or No Gang or Don't Bang. Remember, we don't break the news. We just break the news down, man. Hey, what team is LeBron going to? Shout out to my niggas in the chat. What team is LeBron going to, man? Yeah. Talk to me, gang. What team is LeBron going to, man? Where is Bron going, gang? Somebody tell me in the chat. Miami, Philly, Cleveland. Yeah, Miami, Philly, Cleveland. Where is LeBron going, fam? Damn. Y'all don't know. Somebody said Miami, huh? It's on your hat. You going to Miami, gang? You going to Miami? That's what I wore his hat for tonight, gang. He went to Miami, man. Salute to everybody in the building, y'all. Till next time, man. I'm gone, man. I'm gone, man. I'm out this bitch, man. Tomorrow night, gang. Pull up on me, y'all. We're going to do the versus battle on my second channel, y'all. Drop the link to my second channel in the chat, gang. Stay on the Scope TV, y'all. Tomorrow night, y'all, pull up over there. I got to light me something up, and I'm going to watch the versus battle with the game versus YG, man. So, yeah, I'm going to pull up over there and do that. But if we got some more Nolen Wells information to break down tomorrow night, oh, we both definitely pulling up over here before or after. Before or after we pulling up, gang. So, yeah, you might see me twice tomorrow night again. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the building. Yeah, drop the link to my second channel, man. We're going to pull up over there, man. Watch them Bloods battle, man. I mean, see all that shit, man. You know, this is a hip-hop platform, like I said. This is a hip-hop platform, man. Drop the link to my channel. Get the backup channel, gang. Y'all go follow the backup channel, y'all. If you're not following State on the Scope TV, man, go over there and follow the backup channel. We can play music over there. We play music. We do whatever the hell we want over there, gang. You cannot stop us over there, gang. We don't care about nothing over there. We break the law over there, fam. Yeah. If you come over there, be careful. It go down over there. Yeah, it's even rougher than over here. Because I don't give a damn what you do, what you say, and we can play and do what we want to do, gang. So be careful going over there to State on the Scope TV, nigga. It's dangerous over there. Yeah. If you a weenie, stay from over there. Smash that like button, gang. If y'all see anybody in the chat that look brand new and they talking weird, gang, they might be undercover, man. Let me know. Yeah. If y'all see anybody in my chat and they talking new, but they sound like they've been here before, they might be somebody undercover, man, trying to be in the chat. You know, niggas try to leave or get through out and then come back as different people. So watch out. I want to make the whole gang, all my moderators, watch out. These niggas will get through out the chat or get ran off, and then they'll come back as somebody else. You're trying to be somebody else and shit, man. So watch for these niggas, gang. Watch who y'all talking to, man. They're the Skull Gang Street. Yeah, the Skull Gang Streets is crazy, my nigga. Yeah, the Skull Gang Streets is crazy. You gotta be careful over here, gang. It goes down, man. Yeah, niggas will show up as somebody else. Trying to start a whole new life, man. Smash that like button, gang. Salute. Oh, shit. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Yeah. Nigga try to come back as somebody else. You like, man, I know that's that nigga, man. I know that's you. No, I'm tripping. Yeah, everybody welcome over here, gang. Yeah, everybody's welcome over here. Shout out to everybody donating to the platform tonight, gang. Yeah, man, we'll be live tomorrow night, though, for a little while, man. Probably do the versus battle. I might do some more content. Might drop. Yeah, I'm dropping something tomorrow, gang. We most definitely doing the versus battle, man. So y'all pull up on me tomorrow night. We're going to do versus battle, man. Stay on the Scope TV. Y'all go subscribe to the platform, gang. Follow me on Instagram. Scope_network. Scope_network on Instagram, y'all. Follow me on the gram right now, y'all. Till next time, I'm gone, man. Salute to everybody in the building, y'all. It's most definitely big Scope gang, or no gang, or don't bang. Remember, we don't break the news. We just break the news down, man. You don't let these niggas sneak back in here, gang. Smash that. Yeah, we ain't let no niggas sneak in here. Smash that like button, gang. Smash that like button, gang. The chat ain't shit, man. You niggas ain't shit, man. Hey, salute to the whole goddamn gang, man. Salute to the whole gang, man. Smash that like button, y'all. Till next time, I'm gone, gang. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. I'm gone, man. To the whole gang, man. To the whole gang. I'll see y'all in the building, man. Y'all, it's your boy Justin on the Scope. We don't break the news. We just break the news down. It's most definitely Scope gang, or no gang, or don't bang. Okay, we're gonna stay real over here, man. Big Scope gang. Salute to everybody that watched this video. Make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I do live streams all the time.
It's Scope gang, or no gang, or don't bang. Salute to everybody. Good. Hold on.
I want to show y'all this real quick, y'all. Go, hey, gang, come on, man. Just been on this Go at Big Cartel, y'all. Go to the website, gang. I got everything in every color, gang. We got everything in every single color, gang. Go show me some love, goddamn it. You ain't breaking your gas down, man, on a Scope gang straight. You might not know gang, you know. Yeah, y'all niggas talking y'all big smoke in the chat, y'all big blow and shit. Well, why ain't you ain't got your tray yet, nigga? Why ain't you niggas ain't got your tray yet? Grab that ass, nigga.
Go to the website and shop with your